Welcome back, and it's time for more action here at the Oman Cricket Academy for the ACC Men's Emerging T20 Asia Cup. And young men from the Sri Lanka A side have arrived, and so have the Afghanistan A team, and they were here a while ago, all set to produce some action out here and give us some amazing game of T20 cricket. Beautiful evening here as the sun sets down. Match 2 is all set at the Oman Cricket Academy between Sri Lanka A and Afghanistan A. The young men arrived some time back and all warming up. You'll see some hard hitting with the bat. You'll see some quick bowlers, lots of spinners also for the Afghanistan A. Very balanced and such an amazing story. Afghanistan cricket, how they've come through the ranks, and lots of promise there in the youngsters as well. Sri Lanka A not far behind. What a cricketing nation it is, the island nation. And school cricket takes it all the way, where you see these youngsters probably representing their countries very soon. Well, the players to watch out for from Afghanistan A was Anfar and Kareem and Nangyalia. And then from Sri Lanka A, Hemanta, you've got Mendes and Jasandra. Let's head down and we get the pitch report for the second game of the day.
We saw as many as 300 plus runs being scored in match number 1 earlier in the day in pitch number 5. Batters enjoyed playing through the line, down the ground. But for game number 2, what does the surface have to offer? We gather more intelligence with Dave Watmore at the other end.
Thank you, Mikhail. We've had the benefit of watching game 1 on this surface. But before we talk about it, can I just say how wonderful these conditions are in match number 2. Gone is that stifling heat. It's replaced by a really cool breeze, and I'm sure the players on both teams will really enjoy playing in this game. Now, the surface, very important. We saw evidence of a very flat, dry, well-grassed surface, which is very good for T20 cricket. However, if you are batting first, and the statistics tell you in 2024, this year,
right,
24 matches have been played. The average score is 141. First game was 150. But 7 games only of that 24 have won by the team batting first. So really what we need to see, if you are batting first, to put up a score of 160. So you've got to be a little careful. The power play overs can be a little tricky, but remain positive, hold your wickets, accelerate like nobody's business towards the end, and I'm sure that the team batting first can put up a very good total.
Right, all eyes will be on the captain quite certainly. A gale of breeze blowing across the ground. It's getting a little cooler as well, nip in the air, and ideally you'd want to make full conditions for this kind of a situation, Dev.
Oh, surely, because if you have a set batsman and that batsman has done the right thing and got a foundation, you can make merry on this.
Right.
And I think, really, my opinion, this surface is going to get better. So my prediction is that whoever wins the toss will be looking to bowl first.
Thanks for that perspective, Dev. We'll look at what the captains will have to do in a short while from now when they go for toss.
Well, under lights, we've seen that most of the sides prefer knowing what they're looking at in terms of scoreboard, and then they find it easier under lights that the ball comes nicely onto the bat. But are there dew conditions coming in early? Only time will tell, because the locals tell us it's much later. It's around 10 o'clock in the night, and by then we should be done. Time for us to now get to the all-important toss. The 2 captains, let's find out what's on their mind.
We are all set for the toss in game number 2 in the Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. Afghanistan A taking on Sri Lanka A. I have the star cast to my left. First up, captain of Sri Lanka A, Nuwanidu Fernando. Captain of Afghanistan A, Darvish Rasuli. And to adjudicate the flip of the coin, match referee Prakash Bhatt. Nuwanidu, you'll be giving that coin a flip. Head. Heads is the call.
It is tails.
Tails it is. Nuwanidu, you won the toss. What have you decided and why?
We bowl first.
What are the reasons of you bowling first?
Because according to stats, a lot of matches won by batter second. That's why we doing bowl first.
Right. You saw the previous match as well, and you saw how things transpired over there. You picked up something from that match as well?
Yeah, the ground is soft
Right.
because no traveling ball.
Right.
Then try to low score and win the game.
Right. Good luck. All the very best. Your first game. I'm sure you'll want to make the most of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Darish, happy to bat first.
Yeah, wicket is good for batting.
Your form has been good in the build-up to this tournament.
Yeah, very good.
Right. All the very best. Go well.
Thank you.
Right. So the news from the centre is that Sri Lanka A have won the toss and they'll be bowling first.
Well, no surprises there. Captains winning the toss are looking to chase it down. Afghanistan A in this emerging teams Asia Cup looks like this, being led by Darvish, their captain, who we saw just on the screen. You've got some usual suspects there. You've got the spin action, and you have the players to watch out for. We talk about Nangayalia, we mentioned him, is somebody to look out for. Bilal is also there, and in-form captain Darvish. I've been joined by Salman, who will take us through the Sri Lankan side.
Well, yes, captain opting to bowl first and really following the stats and the pattern. And there are players who are there to watch out for. Hemanta, all-rounder, Mendes, and there is Vijayasundara. All three all-rounders being the ones to watch out for. And a lot of opportunities for the youngsters to make a name for themselves and move forward to the next higher level.
Captains are out there for this second encounter of the day and second of the tournament at the Oman Cricket Academy. The ACC Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup. And the sides would look to get their first 2 points straight away on that points table, because the momentum is set. When you start well and you feel comfortable, the pressure is less and the matches to come. Previous winners, now all these editions have been the 50-over ones. It's the first time we're having a T20 Emerging Asia Cup, but 2 for Sri Lanka, 2 for Pakistan, and the inaugural went to India under 23s. When you look at the table here, 2013, 2017 set under 23s, but now the age, there's no age brackets, just opened up after that.
Yes, and that's the reason, since I found out, I've really been thinking about poor Tayyib Tahir, scoring 100 in the last game, getting Pakistan across the line and winning the championship, and recently scoring a couple of hundreds in list A cricket back home, but not lucky enough to be here. Meanwhile, the Afghanistan openers are in the middle, and we're about to begin the second game of this emerging teams Asia Cup T20.
Well, the pros and cons to it, the flip side of the coin is that if you open the age up, then it's not emerging Asia Cup anymore. But I like the part where, yes, there's no age bracket, but all the teams have kept it below the age of 23, 25, apart from the associates who are playing their full strength side.
Yes, it totally makes sense to do that, because they've got these full members get plenty of cricket, so it's an opportunity for the youngsters to come out here and express themselves, make an impression to go further, as Sri Lanka opt to start with the off spinner, and I think it's the captain himself. No, it's not. It's Sahan. 73 games he's played, and quite a lot of experience in the format. The umpire's just waiting for the time.
Well, starting off with spin, off break, because there's a left-hander. Straight away a matchup. Just to update you, Sri Lanka won the toss and they decided they'll bowl first. Zubair is on strike, and Sadiqullah is his partner, the non-striker. So here we go, match 2, Sahan with the first ball. When you look at Afghanistan and their story, how they've come up through the ranks, and today their national side locks horns with the topmost teams. Their bench strength has been so good. Not so long ago, the 50-over version of the Emerging Asia Cup, they showed a lot of promise. And just a nice shot, first boundary, straight up. Well played, beating that fielder at cover.
Well, it's a great shot that through the covers, all along the carpet. 4 runs to Afghanistan, and a nice way to open the account for the left-hander who was just waiting for the one in the slot, and he really just stood his place and mirrored it to perfection. Confidence boosting stroke first up in the first over.
Yeah, just coming back to how the promise is there in the Afghanistan side, the bench strength is available, the A side also looks good, which tells you that a lot of work, good work is being done at the grassroots level. And probably going down, yes.
Yeah, sliding down the leg side, and it certainly has been a very inspirational story, the way these Afghanistan cricketers have come up and made a name for themselves all around the world, playing in different leagues, and they've carried their team wonderfully well, especially in the last World Cup played in India, the 50-over one. I think they were absolutely brilliant, and they've been beating top teams in the world, especially in the Asian conditions. They are a formidable side and not easy to beat.
Next term. Medal, please. Yes, medal. Thank you.
Good leave, end of the over, 5 for no loss. Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup, and the lineups here in front of you. Afghanistan A, Sri Lanka A, the playing 11s.
Thank you.
Ramesh Mendes is going to operate, and you've got more spin, so spin attack from either end. Right arm off break. Again, he'll come round the wicket to the left-hander. Zubair and Sadiqullah, both left-handers, so why not 2 off-spinners?
Yes, 2 left-handers versus 2 off-spinners, and like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, there's always been abundance of spinners. The off-spinners, the mystery spinners, the left-arm spinners, all in abundance found in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, and very effective ones too.
Come on, Ramsey!
Should be 2, easy 2. These are big 70-yard boundaries. Easily completing the 2. We call it good running because they run the first one hard. Always make that second run opportunity available. Put the pressure on the fielders who are the boundary riders there. And they did exactly that. They're stuck to the rope. So it takes a little while to come back and attack the ball. Oh, he's gone after it with the fielder available, but he's taken that chance and cleared the boundary by a huge margin. A bit of an exercise earlier on for the umpire.
No shortage of power from the left-hander. He went big, clarity in mind, clean stroke this. 6 runs to Afghanistan A side as they move to 14.
I have a question for you. You see 2 left-handers batting and 2 off-spinners operating. We know how these matchups are so popular. Does a left-hander actually feel that ball spinning away is a problem?
It's not the ball spinning away. On the new ball, it's the one that slides into you. And that is where the problem actually comes. And especially if you're a left-hander who plays with the bat and pad together, then it can be a big issue.
But that could be a left-arm spinner to a right-hander.
Yeah, it's the same. And you really have to be in front of your pad. This one has turned. And there's an appeal. A double check with the leg umpire, who now refers it to the third. Decision pending.
Yes, that fraction of a moment when your weight as a left hand is on your right foot. Just to balance yourself after you miss the ball, you tend to lift that back foot for a moment.
Yes, it's touch and go sometimes, and sometimes it's the keeper. They just cannot back off on an appeal. The foot was dragged outside, but then he was quick enough to come back. But I'm sure the keeper must have known the foot is back. Sometimes these keepers give their sides a break in the field.
Yeah, it's just muscle memory, isn't it? A keeper will flick the bails even if the foot is in. Not out is the official call, rightly so. $15 for no loss after 2 overs. And a bowling change straight away. So just that 1 over for the off-spinner, which was Sahan. Now it's Isita Vijay Sundara. Isita Vijay Sundara, the right arm fast medium. He's got a slip for him. Final leg is up. Third is on the way back. Pretty regulation field. Nice straight bat shot between the two. This outfield is good, but a good chase given. It surely saves a couple of runs for the side. Hemanta was the fielder. He probably realized that he hasn't really timed it well. He has an opportunity to cut it off.
Yes, it was timed well. It was pitched up and driven straight down the ground, but not timed to perfection. Hit it back in the ground. Caught a couple. It was good chase by the fielders, passing it on in the retrieve.
Goes straight again, this time over mid-off. This will be a boundary for sure. In fact, it's landed straight onto the rope. We might go upstairs. No, we aren't. It's a boundary.
Once again in the slot. And the batter takes full advantage. Sadiqullah. Just have a look at him. Good swing of the bat. Clean access to the ball and hits it cleanly. And the ball landing very close to the rope. And a decision has been made by the umpire, signaling a 4. As we have a look in the replay, well, it landed just a touch short of the rope. A very good decision by the umpire there.
Yeah, he saved a lot of time. Good brave call. 6 runs of the first 2 deliveries from the quick. Just opening the face. He's got a hand to it, so that's just killed the pace fractionally. Allows the fielder at third to cut it off. It was a low full toss. Lucky the bowler wasn't put away for another boundary.
Yes, Ishita very early on in his spell just bowled 3 deliveries, 2 in the slot, and the third one he opts to come around the wicket and bowls a full toss. He's lucky not to have gone for another boundary. Courtesy fielder at point, just getting a hand to it. But he needs to find his line and length. And this is much better change of pace. Much closer to the stumps and a decent length. Only 1 this time. So a good start for the Afghanistan team. 24 they are for no loss into the 3rd over of the first power play.
Nicely opening the face just to find a fielder. Very varied lengths from Isitha in this first over. I mean, either he's gone too full or he's gone length. He's just mixing it up. He's trying to find his bearings.
Well, in the Lanka Premier League, Vijay, he was the most economical bowler. Economy of 6.2 in the Lanka Premier League. And here he needs to find his line and length quickly. Once again driven, and the fielder shies at the stumps, misses it. Well backed up. As 3 overs are completed, 24 for no loss, Afghanistan A.
Ramesh, on the other hand, will continue into his second over. Ramesh Mendes from the far end. He's got the ball to turn a bit in that first over, where we had a second look at the stumping opportunity. He's got much better length than his partner Sahan, who bowled the off spin from here.
Well, the one that turned away definitely does put doubt in the mind of the batter, because it's a new ball. One skids in, the other one turns away. So you're never really sure as a batter. But this one is a good option. Trying to go over cover, a thick edge, goes over point. Will fetch him a couple of runs. Not in the intended area, but still gets him 2 runs.
Afghanistan A will also have a touch of an opportunity and an advantage to a certain extent, because they just recently played that Tri-Nation against Hong Kong and Oman not so long ago, before the start of this tournament. So they have a fairly good idea what the square is like and what the ground dimensions can do.
Yes, I mean, you come to Oman and this is a wonderful setting over here. The pitch has some pace and bounce. The bowlers need to get hold of their lengths pretty quickly. And then the outfield, it's softer than we see normally in the Asian countries. And this one is the outside edge, and the third fielder is after it. Another couple to Afghanistan A side. And definitely knowing the ground beforehand, playing a tournament, and then carrying on in the same venue gives you this advantage of knowing what happens where. And we have seen fielders today, Sikandar, who struggled to judge where the ball would come. They were running inwards, whereas the ball was sailing over them.
Did you feel that when you were here with Singapore, that it was tough to gauge at what height and pace the ball is coming to you if it's hit in the air?
Well, he goes big again, connects this time, and it is out of the park. Huge 6 over covers. And the fielder at long off can only just watch and admire the stroke. It's 36 for no loss, Afghanistan A after 4.
It was in the slot. He went through with the shot, missing out on his length a little, just bowled it right underneath that bat. He got underneath it and lifted it up over extra. Another bowling change in over number 5. And Nipun Ransika, right arm quick, is bowling round the wicket. Earlier on in the day, it was Hong Kong versus Bangladesh. It is the winning moment Bangladesh A won this game by 5 wickets. The single took them home, and a good support here in the later part of the evening for Bangladesh A, getting their first 2 points and putting themselves right on top of the table. Yeah, coming back to that World Cup qualifiers, was it, when you were here with Singapore? So the ball sailing over the fielders and the boundary riders having difficulty. Was it the case back then?
Yes, the fielders did have trouble gauging where the ball would end up, and it normally ended up sailing beyond the boundary. And that does happen to the fielders who haven't played much cricket over here, to come and see it sailing further than they expect. Meanwhile, Afghanistan, they are playing pretty well, in control. This partnership has been 40 now in the 5th over. Both the batters showing good application, especially Sadiqullah is moved to 30 of 15, a strike rate of 200, while on the other end Zubair is just complimenting his partner, making sure that he gets plenty of strike, and that's the perfect way to build up partnerships.
Yeah, he hits it hard, doesn't he? What that score of 41 in just 4.5 overs done is that it's forced Fernando, captain of Sri Lanka, to keep changing. Now he's used 4 bowlers in first 5 overs, which is not a bad idea actually. In a T20 format, you just keep mixing it up. But what Afghanistan in turn have done is they've not let them off the hook. They're scoring almost 9 runs and over.
Not giving any pace to the batter to use, and bowling within the stumps is a good idea. They have seen what Sadiqullah can do. If he gets one in his zone, he can go big and he clears the boundaries easily. So it's a good idea to keep the batter guessing, to keep changing the pace every now and then, just rolling his fingers over.
Edge, and almost got. Well, for a moment, I feel that the keeper got wrong-footed. Gauging the ball will go towards his right. But nevertheless, last ball gets them a boundary. 5 gone, it's 45 for no loss.
Bowling.
A very good start. Ishita becomes the first bowler so far for Sri Lanka A who gets to bowl another. The captain decided to start with Sahan, then Ramesh from one end. Ishita came in, then Nipun has decided to stick to pace. Still in search of the first wicket though. He's generating pace all right. Decided to follow the bat a bit too much. There is protection in the deep. The second run started off a little late. Could have been tight. Joined by Dav in the comm box. Welcome, Dav.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to see a very aggressive opening stand here, and the pitch is, to me, is getting better and better and better.
And what about the communication between these two? They've managed to scrape through for the second run, but wasn't too comfortable. That was a half-hearted appeal anyway. Ishita, when he turned, realized he might be in the line of fire. You don't want to stand in your own light. Pawan with a throw. You got to make the most of even the half opportunities.
That clearly was going down, wasn't it? It was it's an easy decision for the umpire.
Oh, this was a bit too much. The keeper pounced on it. Oh, the second run could have been a stutter. Decide against it. Do the batters.
The keeper, I think, is in trouble.
50 comes up for Afghanistan with that couple 51. Keeper Lahiru.
I hope he hasn't broken the finger, because he's in a bit of pain. It can easily happen though when you're diving away to your right and it just flicks the end of that finger, and it's very painful.
There are a couple of layers of padding, of course, but that ball from Ishita, that came at serious pace. So far, Afghanistan have 51 for no loss and 5.3. And tomorrow at the ACC Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024, Oman will take on UAE first up. And then India A take on Pakistan A. Rivalries would be rekindled. Here are the live, coming to you live from Oman Cricket Academy. Dev, excited for both games tomorrow?
Yes, I am. And it doesn't really matter what format, what level of cricket. This happens to be the emerging players, whether it's women's, whether it's a senior team, under 19 team, don't matter. It's going to be a blockbuster. And there's the Indian team practicing. They're getting some valuable time in under lights. And for sure they'll be hoping they'll come back and get the points.
And this is what they're doing today. And this is Pakistan A yesterday. The defending champions of the Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup. Oh, fluent as ever. And watch the ball sail into that night sky. That ball is very much welcome in that particular dugout.
Yes, that's the second time he's played that shot. He had a lovely one just a couple of overs ago, right up into that first tier. He's got a lovely swinging arc, hasn't he? And he's played with the full face of the bat. He's got a lot of power. And boy, he's giving his team a very good start.
What a terrific shot. Sadiqullah now with a soft hand offer to it. A single as well.
Hit a boundary, take a single. Yeah. Whether it's the longest format or the 50-over format or the 20-over format, there's always room for hit a single, hit a boundary, take a single. Give it to your partner.
At an average of 45.7, Sadiqullah Atal in T20s in 2024 has amassed 822 runs, at 43 to it already. Strike rate of 140, pushes on after he hits a 50. Oh, that was half an opportunity once again. Ishita, that's going to be painful because he dropped the catch. 6 gone, 58 for no loss. Zubair and Sadiqullah for Afghanistan here provided a lovely start indeed. 43 or 21 for Sadiqullah. Zubair 12 or 15. Zubair and Sadiqullah with a terrific start for Afghanistan A after being asked to bat first.
And I'm sure the Sri Lankans would be happy to have the extra fielders patrolling the boundary, because this player here on screen, he's done a wonderful effort. And now the interesting part will be seen whether he can change gears a little bit. Now it's important to reduce dot balls.
I'll tell you what, Sadiqullah, when he gets a start, he makes it count. In 21 innings, there have been just 4 instances where he did not cross the 20 mark.
It's pretty consistent, isn't he? And I'm sure he'll be putting pressure on the senior selectors to get the promotion, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's one of the most wonderful things in men's T20 emerging teams Asia Cup. You can knock on higher doors of cricket with your performances. This is a good shot. He's asked for 2. He'll get 1 for the shot and 1 for the throw.
Yeah, the running between wickets have been pretty good, to be honest. There was one little mishap that could have resulted in a run out, but they've been very aggressive. They've run the first one hard, and they're pushing always to take the second one, and they got their reward.
As the Suns bid goodbye here, Dav, the wicket's getting better to bat. Oh, that's from the outside edge. Ishita does really well, didn't delay the dive. The scoreboard doesn't differentiate. It still says 2 more added to the tally.
Yeah, look, you know, fortune favours the brave, doesn't it? They've been very aggressive, and the odd edge that comes along, they'll take it. But yes, you're mentioning the wicket. My eyes, what I'm watching, this pitch is just getting better and better and better, and they will need at least 160 runs batting first.
I'll tell you why I said that. A quiet single on the leg side. I'll tell you why I said that. Of course, there's a hint of turn offered now, a bit more compared to the first game. But if you look at the power play scores today, Afghanistan have managed 58 for no loss, Afghanistan A, in their 6 overs. Whereas Bangladesh A were 38 for 1 and Hong Kong were 35 for 2.
That's right. Both those teams struggled a little bit to get some meaningful runs in the power play. But this is a different ball game. The pitch becomes a lot easier coming onto the bat, and it's very, very nice to bat on.
Managed to keep that to a dot ball, Sahan. 7 gone, 64 for no loss. Seven gone, 64 for no loss. And it's the manner in which they scored those runs in the first 6 overs. They were 58 for no loss in the first 6 overs. And absolutely relentless to anything in the arc was Sadiqullah. Terrific swing of the bat. And no half measures whatsoever. A bit of luck that he needed has come by early on. And he's making the opposition pay already. Zubair and Sadiqullah. Zubair's got a better ball this time around. The 17 of 19 Zubair. Sadiqullah, it's almost as if he makes you ask, is Zubair playing on the same surface as Sadiqullah? 44 or 24 for Sadiqullah. But if you look at this, it's a template that Afghanistan tends to follow at the international level as well. Ramalullah Gurbaz goes berserk, whereas Ibrahim Zadran takes a bit of time. But they complement each other so well, and that seems to work. And I think that has percolated down to the emerging teams as well.
Yeah, I think you'd be forgiven for thinking that. Certainly the Ramanullah Gurbaz, very good player, very aggressive player. And Zadran is no slouch either, but it seems like those two have got an understanding. And every chance that consistent thinking is filtering down to the next level, where, you know, eventually these boys will get the promotion and hopefully make it a seamless, you know, a seamless change to the next level.
Absolutely right. A team is a little tentative, or you might find chinks in it only when it's going through a transition, not a well-settled side. And that transition can be as smooth as possible. When cricketers of the same ilk are being developed, again a half-hearted appeal. He just knew that the ball would have bounced. Didn't read the slower delivery. This was a variation from Nipun.
Well, that's right. This is what this wicket will require you to do. I don't think there's going to be too much dew either, so, you know, your variations will play a very important part in creating a little bit of confusion with the batsman. So good effort. Now it's a matter of mixing it up and ensuring that you keep the batsman guessing. Not an easy thing to do, though.
Dancing down the track this time around, Zubair. Dancing down the track. Gets the extra bit of bounce as an answer from Nipun. Watches the batter till the last moment.
And that's a variation too, isn't it? First time he's bowled a short one. Surprised the batsman. Now let's see what the next one is. Becomes a very important decision now on what he bowls. He's done a good job so far.
He's already exhausted the Yorker early on, but that doesn't mean he doesn't get to bowl another. It's one of the good things about a Yorker. You can bowl 6 out of 6. Unlike a shorter delivery. He's done really well, Nipun, to steal some momentum from Afghanistan A. Now the thing with Siddiqullah and Zubair, the two left-handers out there, is that it's stopping Captain Nuwanindu from bringing on his leg break bowler Dushan Hemanta, who is usually seen around this time, just after the power play ends, with the wicket turning a little bit. Would be a great choice. I think he's waiting for one of the left-handers to bid goodbye and bring a right-hander out there. That line's not going to help, and that extra run stolen's not going to help either. 2 runs without a ball being counted.
Look, I can understand, you know, why it's coming when the ball's brand new. It's swinging a little bit, but that was careless. I'm sure the coach, Avishka Gunawardena, won't be happy watching that. Nipun's done such a good job in his 1.5 overs so far, but this is a little careless. I know it was reasonably close, but you just can't afford that. Now he has to re-bowl that, and if this goes for a boundary, then that is the worst scenario.
Oh, that shot will give him a lot of confidence, not just for runs. Oh, terrific attempt. There's one man out there who believed it cannot be a boundary, and Sahan has flung into action to save a certain boundary. 8 gone. 71 for no loss. .71 runs of 48 balls. What an opening stand. They came out to bat with a clear mind, the Afghan players. And that's translated into performance, Dev.
Well, it certainly has. They've given their side a very, very good platform from which to now build on and accelerate, hopefully. So what is the expected target? It's looking a little bit more like, that's a good effort, isn't it? And in every one of those runs saved, you never know how important that is until the end of the game. Every run saved could be absolutely vital on good playing conditions like this.
Sahan, excellent, putting his body on the line. This is the first game, remember, first game of an important tournament. This is what you want to see as a bowler as well, getting the support. wanting to be cheeky, but he had an answer to that too, Sahan. His setter fielder, but not just the one where he opens the face of the bat, but one where he tries to be a right-hander too.
Well, that's the first reverse sweep we've seen, and hit it pretty well, but he found the fielder. Good effort, though, from both. Yeah, nicely played down the ground. Little dot balls as possible if you're the batting team. For the bowling team, you haven't got a wicket. What you have to try and do is to get the batsman to hit where you want them to hit. Minimise the avalanche.
He had to do something to break free. Zubair took that additional bit of risk, but Sahan's done really well. He was pushing the ball through quickly up until this point, then slowed it down nicely. 4 runs so far in the over. If he can close it out well, it'll give him the much needed confidence. Sadiqullah will keep strike. 9 gone, 76 for no loss. Sure. So yeah, I can change it. But it's actually, take it out. Yeah, for all those watching, download the ACC app now. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well at Asian Cricket Council TV to watch our matches live. Follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to do that at Asian Cricket Council for more updates. Come again, Saran. Saran, did you say something? Was in the air for a brief moment. It's not his well-controlled shot. Oh, the second run. The second run has been conceded. That's all they're looking for. If you leave the door ajar, he will fling it open.
And that's the pressure the batsmen have put on the fielders. One little effort in the bad effort in the outfield, and the batsmen are ready to take full toll of it. And that's the aggression. That's very good. Good running, and it's a very good lesson for the outfielders. Keep your head where the ball is.
A gentle nudge. Is he going to go back for the second? No, content with a single, and that will make sure that he reaches a landmark. 50 of 31 for Sadiqullah. An innings that will set the tone beautifully. One Afghan player who's ensured that he stays there from the word go with attacking cricket and complements the other two. It's been a magnificent innings so far, and the reason I say so far is because there's so much to do yet.
Another half a game to go. I've really enjoyed this boys' batting. Uncomplicated. See the ball, hit the ball.
This could be complicating. Running backwards, not going to be easy. Running backwards, almost converted that into a catch. Full marks for the attempt for the skip.
Yeah, it was a good effort, wasn't it, running back? Not easy. But if you just can wrap your hands around the ball and just hold on to it, that would make a difference. Here we go. Let's have a look at his running back over the shoulder. Good effort, but still, if he can hold on to those difficult ones, it does make a difference.
Was in the air for a jiffy, but no problems. Captain Vanindu. It's important for a captain's mind to be clearer. I hope he's not thinking about the catch opportunity that came by. It was well within the definition of an opportunity for a commentator. If you put the coach's hat on, is that an opportunity or a drop one for you?
Oh, look, I wouldn't be too upset with him, but I tell you what, if he took it, I'd be absolutely stoked.
Very cheeky and well executed. Zubair gets the boundary. He tried the power game, but it's the deft touch that's granting him runs.
Yeah, that was just shows you the ability of Joubert to be able to hit very late, a little bit closer to the keeper than he would like, I'm sure, but I think that was a very deliberate shot and a good one.
Nine runs of the over so far. Last ball. He's once again called for two, but will stick with a single because that was a very good throw as well. At the halfway stage, Afghanistan a 86 for no loss. And it's time for drinks, and the water would taste just that bit sweet. It's going to be sweeter for Afghanistan A with 86 for no loss, the scorecard. It's been absolutely terrific to watch these two Afghan players bat. Zubair 30 or 29, a little quiet compared to Sadikullah's explosiveness at the other end. 50 of just 31. A 50 that's been a statement.
It's been a one-way street, hasn't it? It's been wonderful to watch, actually. Halfway mark, and they're 8.6 runs and over. So they're well on course to getting a total that is going to be defendable. And here we have some highlight package for you. And this boy, Sadikullah, he's got a lovely swinging arm. Have a look at this one. Beautiful. So that went a long way. That went right up into the stand. Little bit of luck. You have to make your own luck. That's okay. And look at that. That was a classic lofted off drive. There's a deft touch, as we just saw. And at 8.6 runs and over, they are well placed to get at least, I reckon, 170, 180. And if they bat really well, they can even get close to 200.
The wicket's gone, and it's got to start to tick. Sahan knows that, Ramesh knows that. Sahan's been excellent in his 3 overs. He got that additional over as well from the skipper. 5.3 the economy. He's vindicated that additional over that he got. Sahan was a little expensive, but I'm very sure he can pull things back now that he's got a measure of what this surface is offering. It's a magnificent country, the Pearl of Arabia, Oman. And there's something for everybody if you're a nature lover. And if you love delicacies, you get a complete experience of Arabia. So look no further for an Arabic experience. Oman is the place for you.
Come on, Sani! Play!
Oh, Zubairullah has been the silent partner in the carnage dished out by Sadikullah in the middle. Not a bad toss to lose at all here for Afghanistan. Eh? They've got the license. That's because they have 10 wickets in hand. Yeah, this partnership just growing. And quite certainly, looking at the form that they're coming in with, they have the explosive batters in the form of Karim Jannah, the captain Darvish Rasuli as well. That's a very strong dugout waiting to explode in the remaining 9+ overs here. And steal a single, just the right time to say hello and good evening to Sikandar Bhatt as well.
Thank you so much. Still no wickets halfway through. And it's great to see the two openers who've just batted so well.
Looks to go big. Was it going down leg? Coming around the wicket to the left-handed batter. Maybe, yes, good decision there.
Yeah, they've been pleading for it, nothing coming their way. Good to have a second look at that. Yeah, it's going down, doesn't straighten up.
He's looking for that shot for a while now. Straight to the field and it's been put down. That should have been taken. Pavan gives the reprieve here and he's feeling the pressure as well.
Yeah, when not much is happening, suddenly one opportunity comes your way and you're caught napping. This is a hit hard, flat into the deep. And he's got an attempt of reverse cupping that. Single to end the over, 90 after 11.
Quite a rivalry lined up on day 2 of the men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. We can talk about Oman versus UAE. They hold an age-old significance in terms of the clashes. And then the big one, we call it showtime. India A versus Pakistan A. Sikandar Bakht, time for some discussion as the Indian team practices in Turf 2 here at the Oman Cricket Academy. All eyes will be on them. Back live. India-Pakistan. Sikandar.
Yeah, in fact, we just saw that. Two neighbors on each side, UAE and Oman, India and Pakistan. It's going to be an encounter, but it's the A teams or the big boys, and the nerves are there. It's an all-important game. You don't want to lose that one. And it's good to see them practicing, the young talents, and surely try to get themselves that one win. And either one of them, whoever wins this, surely will carry a lot of momentum into the tournament. And same goes for Oman and UAE, the two neighbors. Lots of cricket between them, lots of cricket infrastructure within their countries. That's Pakistan the other day. And that's the captain there, Mohammad Haris, who's been leading them in the A side. Haider Ali and lots of others. Look out for Zaman Khan and some spin. They've got a fairly good balance there of youngsters and then some of the ones who have played some cricket, who represented Pakistan at the highest level in a game or two. Shahnawaz Dani is one of them. So when you talk about those kind of encounters, really the reputations for a moment go out of the window. It's about how you played on that day. Who can hold their nerve.
Oh yes, Pakistan did get the better of India in the last edition that they played in the 50-over format. Hits it down the ground straight to mid-off. Trying to break the shackles there, Zubair. But it's been Sadiqullah today who's really played with great authority in the middle. Just going back in history, it was the inaugural edition that India won. But look at 2019 and 23. In 23, the last one, Pakistan beat India A by 128 runs in Sri Lanka. Mohammad Haris there, the captain. Well, Surya Kumar Yadav from 2013 to 2024. Well, he's really jumped places and now leading the Indian T20 side as well. Back live, down the ground. This is firmly struck and that'll race away for a boundary as well. That's been thundered into the ropes from the batter Zubair. That's a very fine hit as well.
Yeah, these two Afghan batters have really shown some class. They've been tackling the bowling attack pretty well. 5 bowlers have been tried by Sri Lanka A. Nothing has come their way. they've been constantly moving along at a scoring rate of 8 and over. Whether it's the power play or not, they haven't really slowed down.
Nice change up and a good bit of fielding as well. Backward point coming into play, and he'll keep that to 1. Done with over number 12. Afghanistan a 96 for no loss.
Captain, overhead good. Overhead good, keep going.
Five bowling options used over here, all of them wicketless. Ramesh and Isita a little expensive, going at over 10 and over. But Sahan, who began proceedings with his spin, has bowled well. He's finished his quota of 4 overs to 20. They need a wicket here, Sri Lanka. Well, he's cut that really hard. Work to do for the field and the deep, and they'll run the second for the arm as well. Interestingly, Sikandar Dushan Hemanta, the leg spin on the side, has averaged 10.8 while conceding only 5.5 runs per over in 2024 in T20s with 20 wickets, but he's still not been given an opportunity so far to bowl in this game. Another quick single. This is good cricket here.
Yeah, he's standing at long on. He hasn't been called by the captain to come in and bowl. Wow. That's probably the biggest one of the day. 100 up with that.
Well, he got plenty of bat on that. Sedikula gave that a mighty heave, and that ball disappeared into the night skies as well. Just a bit of a swivel there. And look at the bowler's reaction. He knew that was traveling into the crowd, way back into the stands. Look at that disappear. What a hit. Powerful strike. What a partnership. 100 up as well.
Yeah, coming back to Dushan Hemanta that you mentioned about him, I wonder what the reason could be, because he's in the field, so surely he's pretty much okay. The only reason I'm thinking is the age-old matchup thing. Two left-handers, I don't want to bring in a leg break bowler. I mean, if he's got a good googly, why not? With a boundary at point, the runs are just leaking here. May as well get him to bowl the wrong ones.
Both these batters are finding the gaps with consummate ease. What an over this is turning out to be as well. Just gave the charge, found the gap to precision as well. Everything going Afghanistan away at this point in time. Looks to go big, gets an inside edge. Luck as well on their side. They'll get a couple of runs. Another good over here for the batting side. 16 runs coming off the 13th over. It's 1-1-2 for 0. Well, in the background you can have a look at Karim Jannat of Afghanistan and the foreground was a very pensive dugout for Sri Lanka Well, we did speak about Dushan Hemanta. Sikandar, there he is.
I think the captain has heard us. I think it's about time. 13 overs already bowled. When are you going to bowl him? If he's your, bowler to go to. Hemanta, we talked about him, to watch out for him. 20 wickets in 2024. And leaks runs, gives runs at 5.5 runs in T20s. Get him. The only reason not to get him with two left-handers, got to have some trust in him. So we'd love to see what he can do. If you got form, you're getting wickets. I don't think you worry about left-handers in front of you.
That kind of a bowler will be announced with his wickets in 2024. They'll steal 2 more runs. Interestingly, Sadikola coming into this tournament in the build-up didn't quite light up the stage with the bat. He did get an inside edge in the last ball of the last over there. Cries of catch it wide of the fielder though, and long off.
Yeah, it was a fraction of a second decision. Do I go for it or should I just take it on the bounce? It was hit hard and flat. It wouldn't have gone up to him and just bounced in front of him, but if you actually see, he's moving backwards. He's trying to cover the line of that shot.
Swing and a miss. They're taking their chances. 10 wickets in hand. Time to go for broke.
Just get a feeling something's coming up for Sri Lanka A. The bowler's got his tail up. He's got wickets. He surely would fancy bowling to anyone. Right-hander, left-hander. Ooh, leading edge. Didn't know much about that.
Good start for the leg spinner here. Introduced in the 14th over. It's the wrong ones that are asking questions to the left-handed batters. He's just coming back to Sadikola. In the Tri-Nation series had scores inside 20, but what a way and what a time to strike form as well. Oh, this one's in the air, gets the leading edge. 3 fielders, 4 fielders converging underneath that one. It's been put down. That's the second catch been put down. It's the bowler himself, Dushan Hemanta. He has no one to blame. I'll tell you what, if this is what Sri Lanka are doing in the middle, they're allowing Afghanistan A to go big this evening.
I told you something's coming up. And it did. They just didn't grab the opportunity. The fielders are like kissing the boundary rope. So the bowler had to go himself. And it was very difficult for him because his side on. Just couldn't get there in time.
Smartly bowled, nicely played, had to reach out to it. And that's very well done as well. And the forward number 14, Afghanistan A, looking good. 10 wickets in hand, 118 for 0. They have all the reason to celebrate tonight. That's because the boys are making merry in the middle. Afghanistan A, 118 for no loss. Zubair on 48. Sedek has struck form, 64 and 40. A lot of batting to come. Captain Darvish Rasuli, Shahidullah Kamal, Karim Jannat, Sharafuddin, all of them can hit the big shots in the middle. As Nipun comes on to bowl his 3rd over. And he's been welcomed by a very fine hit over the fielder at mid-off. He'll not have enough legs to go for a 4, but they'll get a couple of runs here.
Yeah, length ball there on that occasion. He got mid-off up. Zubair goes to 50 with that single down there. He gets that of 45 delivery, so he's also scoring over 110 strike rate. He's got 4 boundaries.
Just trying to create a scoring opportunity there. There's a lot of batting, Sikandar. Karim Jannat in the build-up to this event has been the flavor for Afghanistan A. Hitting sixes at will. I'm not surprised he's padded up over there. I'm sure he's slated to come next. He's been scoring runs and hitting sixes with consummate ease. They look a relaxed dugout here, Afghanistan A. Pressure telling on the Sri Lanka A fielders. Good change of pace, poor work behind the stumps there. And this is where they'll need to tighten things, Sri Lanka A.
We just talked about how Sri Lanka A missed out on opportunities. Now, there's no dew out there. There are no towels that we can see. And still 5 catches dropped.
He's got a lot of bat on this. Don't bother running. That sails into turf B. That's how well Sedikula is striking the ball tonight. Anything short, he'll dispatch it.
Yeah, there's no fear. They become lion heart. When you drop them 5 times, there's 5 opportunities for these 2 batters. And they're just going to go big on you. The fear has just gone away. They've done their job. Everything else now is a bonus. 127, nothing in the wickets column. 5 overs to go after this. We're looking at 170. Why not?
Missed out on a scoring opportunity. Nobody behind the wicket, square of it on the offside. Full delivery. Just goes to show, Sikandar, how good this wicket is also playing.
Yeah, we saw the first game over here. Haven't had the opportunity to watch anything else before this tournament. But I'm told that it's a good batting track, and whether you're playing during the day or in the evening, if you apply your skills, you're surely out there to get runs for yourself.
That's a one-handed shot. That's power coming to the fore. And that's Sedikula for you. Well, he's dealing in 6s at the moment. Afghanistan A are looking very good to score big tonight. And they end the 15th over with 133 on the board and 10 wickets in hand. We have an exhilarating next 5, final 5 in the kitty.
What a terrific start to the tournament for Afghanistan A with a bat in hand. 133 for no loss. 15 overs later, Nuwanindu and Co are still trying to find a way to send at least one back to the hut. Joined by Salman, but to throw some light on 133 for no loss at this stage.
Yes, indeed, for Afghanistan, it's a brilliant start. Something they would have asked for, they would have wished for. But on the other hand, for Sri Lanka A side, the fielders really have not responded. And this one-handed huge 6 that ended in one of the dressing rooms. It's Sadikullah's power that we have seen in the previous over, going big over square leg, then going big over covers all around the park. And again, I wonder when you get to those matchup things so much that in the process you forget to bowl a bowler who's been very successful recently in 2024. And Tushan, he was wonderful, and now his googly has been deposited over the boundary line for another 6. So he's averaged 10.8 and an economy of 5.5 runs per over, 20 wickets in 2024. And he was brought in really late because 2 off-spinners was given the ball.
Yeah, he was waiting to see if these 2 left-handers would be separated. They're not in the mood. He was held back till the 14th over. Dushan
So there is something to discover. Either Dushan only bowls googlies and he has 5 people on the offside to both the left-handers, or either he's doing it on purpose just because their left-handers batting in front of him. So he's becoming predictable, because the first over they were not very comfortable. There was a drop chance by himself, a cotton ball opportunity.
Yeah, you've got to be ready for your variation to be a stock ball on certain days.
And he's made it so obvious that now they are hitting him as if he's bowling like an off-spinner. So being predictable in this game in front of 2 set batters who can hit the ball big.
There's an exchange of bats as well.
Yeah, probably this bat with the blue sticker, it's sending the ball further.
Zubair is almost playing runner ball. Sadikullah is 83 or 45. Oh, the one-handed stroke this time hasn't come off. Will this catch be taken? Finally, it shall be. Sahan makes no mistake. Dushan roars. He vents the frustration because the first wicket has come by eventually, but it took a while. Something to cheer about for Sri Lanka A.
Eventually they have a wicket, the first one, and the catch is taken in the deep. Long on coming in, and Sadikullah trying to go big, and this is the first leg spinner, I think. It has taken the inside edge of the bat and he wasn't able to clear that one. So Dushan finally picks up a wicket, and first blood for Sri Lanka. Afghanistan very comfortably placed, 142 for 1.
Yatul departs for 83 of 46, 142 for 1.
3.
And there is a leg spinner once again. 1-4-3 for 1 after 16.
He is happy to see a right-hander, and that time he was expecting.
$143 for 1 in 16 overs. The experienced Darvish Rasuli comes to the middle. Got a single of the very first ball, off the mark right away. And this is the reason Darvish came to the crease at the first place. As Salman pointed out, this was the first loopy leg spinner, and Dushan got the wicket.
It's amazing how matchups these days take over the instincts of the bowler at times, and they are too much dependent on the numbers. Meanwhile, another inside edge goes down to long on, just fetches them 1 run. So important for Sri Lanka A is to keep picking up wickets. That's the only way they can stem the flow of runs, because Afghanistan A at the moment are looking mighty dangerous. 144 into the 17th over with a batter batting on 50. And I think that now is the time for him to blossom, like we saw in the previous game. Babar, after his 50, going berserk.
Got the width on offer, but he hit it straight to the lonely fielder.
That is pretty intentional, because you see both those fielders, the third and the deep point, both on the boundary. So for the bowler, it's obvious that he's going to bowl outside the off stump and bowl fullish lengths. And in the process, he can bowl a full toss, but a wide one is hard for the batter to hit somewhere else.
What is going to bowl to Rasuli? Good slower delivery outside off. He's asking Darvish to lose his shape in trying to go for powerful shots. Still new to the crease, remember, but once he gets going, he doesn't come with an off button, Darvish. Darvish can hit sixes at will.
Yes, strong boys. This Afghan A team carries with them, and they can hit the big ball very easily, and it doesn't seem to affect or show up as an extra effort.
The change in pace seems to be working for Ehsan. No, the second run. Second run could be trouble because only one of them ran. Now the second run's complete. For a moment, cricket looked like Coco as he waited for his partner to arrive, then left foot. They will have a chat about this and perhaps a laugh, but it very easily couldn't have ended in a laugh.
Well, Zubair, he did not seem interested at all. Watching his partner run towards him all the way, he just stood his ground, and he wasn't even in his crease. So, lucky boys, these Afghan A side. This could have been a schoolboy sort of a run out. But, they've been extremely lucky. Once again, this predictable line. Bowling fullish outside the off, bowling to his field. And what a batter can do when a bowler is up to such tactics is maybe stand closer to the off stump or on off stump, get closer to that ball.
What Sri Lanka A wanted in this over is at least a tight over to start with. They're not getting the wickets. And it's been that kind of a day so far with the ball in hand for Sri Lanka A. They need to create opportunities and hang on to them as well, latch on to them. 150 comes up, 150 for one. Sri Lanka have been all over the place today. The fielding effort has to improve. This does not reflect the kind of fielding side they are. Did really well to get there in the first place on that occasion, the captain. And these are straightforward chances which the coach will burn a hole through his notebook writing down about these.
Well, at this level, all of these should have been taken, and will be a cause of concern for the coaching side, especially the fielding coaches. And it's just one of those days when a side finds it hard to hold on to anything in the air.
Left too early. Dushan was waiting to see what the batter does. Umpire Venkat wants to inspect the ball.
Well, some issue with the ball has been reported, and the umpires are going to consult each other on the condition of the ball, whether it requires to be changed. And at the moment, yes, they've asked for the replacement balls to come in, and they'll have a look and bring in something which is much similar to the one that will be no longer required. And meanwhile, we'll see who this break serves as a momentum breaker. And here is a knock from Sadiqullah. Wonderful strokes he's played. He reminds me of Yuvraj Singh a lot. The way he swings his bat and the clear passage that his bat carries when he goes after the ball. Just have a look at him. And I wish we had on the half screen Yuvraj playing those shots and him, and there will be much similarities over there.
I tell you what, that is high praise. And if Yuvraj is watching this innings, he would probably throw his head back and say, wow, some of the shots that he played today, absolutely magnificent to watch. That white cricket ball looking like a golf ball in a vast black sky, hitting so high, so far, with such clarity. That is Sadiqullah for you. 83 of 46. He set this innings ablaze.
Well, there is the Pakistan contingent, the head coach and the batting coach Imran Farhat talking of tactics of what to do in all-important affair which comes up tomorrow in the evening, the big game, Pakistan versus India, as Captain Mohammad Haris also looks on to this Afghanistan and Sri Lanka game.
Qais Ahmed decides to join his friends for a cup of tea in the dugout. And the Indian contingent absorbed in discussion. Fielder in the deep, will bounce it. Great boundary awareness as well. It's come from one of the best in the business, Ramesh Mendis, the most experienced perhaps, and he held his nerve with the boundary rope fast approaching, and that's the end of the Darvish.
Yes, Dushan once again is among wickets, and this one again was aimed to go for a 6-over mid-wicket, but this time the fielder, judging it to perfection and stabilizing himself, kept his balance wonderfully well, and another important wicket. Darvish is a very dangerous player and he has to depart. He got 3 of 5 balls that he faced, and Afghanistan now are 151 for 2.
A terrific turn. And he's bleeding. Now decision is up to the third umpire. Kareem is looking a little phased. What did his back leg do?
Yes, very important phase of the game where only wickets can bring back Sri Lanka A side in this game. And Kareem is an important player, an informed player, a very experienced one. And we shall know in moments. He definitely dragged his foot out and he is gone. He is gone, and another one falls for the Afghan A side, who are now in a spot of bother with 3 wickets down and important informed players gone. Once again, from a different angle, clearly the back foot has gone out of the popping crease and wasn't able to maintain his balance, so no chance for him to recover, and the keeper takes the bails off, does the required thing and picks up the wicket for his side. So Dushan has 3 now, only given away 17 runs, and it's been officially declared that Kareem will have to depart for a duck and a golden one.
Dushan on a hat-trick. That was played with a lot of pomp. Excellently fielded by Sahan, who's made this his own. Oh, this could be a team hat-trick still. This could be a team hat-trick. Flung himself into the air. Dushan after he collected the ball. And Sharafuddin wanted a second run as well. Zubair might be a few inches short.
Well, Afghan A side, who do you have to blame now? There was no need. It's the kind of thing that's called panic. You've just come in, it's a hat-trick ball, you decide to go after the ball and then you take a run which is not on. And you lose another one. So 4 down now, and Sri Lanka A are coming back, making their way back in this game. And Afghanistan A are 1-5-2 for 4.
Will get a single. Just 3 runs of this over, and those many wickets as well have fallen. 153 for 4. How's that for a cricket ball? Missing a bit of seam, perhaps.
Yes, that's almost like an old kookaburra at the moment, which goes seamless as it gets beaten by the batters.
Tell you what will be seamless. When you download the ACC app now and subscribe to our YouTube channel, your experience would be seamless. At Asian Cricket Council TV to watch live, that's where you go on YouTube.
Once again, the ball is in the air, but this time it will evade the fielder in the short fine leg region, and will give Afghan A side another boundary. So they move to 157, and short ball hasn't worked for the Sri Lankan side.
Ishan is putting some serious pace. Ishan would love to play with his pace here, especially because Sharafuddin is expecting it quick.
It's a dangerous length to bowl with both the fine and the third up in the circle, and now even the square leg has moved in. So we might see a definite change of length. Or will it be a double bluff? Only time will tell. Yeah, much fuller, slower this time, and will be called a wide. Well, it's predictable. Both the square leg and the fine are in the circle, so the ball will be fuller and wider. And the batters, they need to be smart enough to move towards the off stump as they take their stance to be closer to the line of the ball. And now we see Sharafuddin move towards the off stump a bit in his stance.
Just over, but he did get a hand to it, hence the pace is off the ball. Not taking the additional risk of going for that additional run.
Once again, trying to york the batter and not connecting. And chance, which could have been a very good take, but Sri Lanka, their drop tally now goes to 6 in this game. They've taken 2 and dropped 6.
It's a great comeback as far as Sri Lanka A are concerned. Picking up 3 wickets, picking up wickets in a cluster. Yes, the first ball went for a boundary. They pulled it back after that. That wide delivery as well was, he was trying to bowl according to a plan of keeping it away from the batter. So the captain didn't complain even one bit. Now Shahidullah.
So the last 18 deliveries bringing 3 wickets for Sri Lanka A's side and only giving away 16 runs in the process. Once again a dot ball, and it was well bowled, well executed by the bowler. So 19 deliveries now and 16 runs they've given off it, taken 3 wickets, and they've slowly crept their way back in the game. Let's have a look at this. Full ball, and the batter just missing it. No movement, just the lack of movement of the feet.
Well, now they've got up an appeal. Umpire unmoved. The appeal was almost an afterthought.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what actually happened there, because yes, he wants the umpire to refer it to the third, and he's still asking, but the umpire seems not interested at all. Just have a look at this. I believe there was a case to be referred, because I believe it's come off the back of the bat. Just have a look, closer one. Yeah, he can't be underneath the bat and then go like this to the keeper.
But we've moved on. The next delivery has been bowled. 162 for 4.
Yes, sir. Front. Okay. Middle cut. Yeah. Now okay. Now it's okay. Now it's okay. Thank you.
The final over coming up, 162 for 4. Afghanistan A. At one stage, they looked promising to score 180 or even beyond. Excellent pullback. In the air, another catching opportunity. Fielder settling underneath. Will be pouched. Tushan rolls once again as he picks up his 4th. And Afghanistan A suddenly lose half their side for 162 and are searching for a hero for a good crescendo finish.
Well, it's been all Sri Lanka in the last 3 or so overs. Once again a googly, once again a batter tries to go across the line, and just the top edge skies it, and the fielder underneath completes a successful catch. And after dropping a lot of early chances, now Sri Lanka are beginning to take a few. Shahidullah, 1 he got, and it's 162 for 5.
තුනකලින් කපලා දාපන් එක එළියට දැම්මොත් තමයි අතෙන්ට ගහන්නේ තුනකලින් දැම්මොත් ගහන්න බෑ යෝ ඕකේ යෝ මුවි පොඩ්ඩක් මෙහෙට එන්න තුනකලින් දාගන්න නියම එකයි නුවා
Oh, well, off the ricochet, they will not take that additional run.
Again, a googly ball, and the batter only skied it for an easy take for fielder Pawan, who was underneath the ball. And once again, the batter tries to go big, and this one again is a catching opportunity, and well, something which has happened very frequently. Another drop. Ramesh Mendes this time. He took one beautifully just a few hours back, and now this one where he had ample of time to get himself balanced underneath, but he couldn't in the end. And Pawan would have had a fifer. Dushan is the bowler, and I just mentioned Pawan.
If Dushan gets a fifer, Pawan would be happy too. But Dushan, yes, he was so close to getting a fifer after being introduced in the 14th. Now, is that a short run? That's what they're checking for. There has to be some part of the bat behind that line.
That's certainly a short run, and the umpires will make the signal as Sri Lanka. Yes, it's officially been signaled now. It's one shot, and Dushan, he's really bowled fantastic. He will, picking up wickets, not giving many runs away. And once again, the ball is in the air, and this time it's the man with the gloves running underneath, and he fails miserably as well. He didn't even get a hand to it. So another case of misjudgment, and now the drop tally goes to 9.
Would you believe it? It's that kind of a day for Sri Lanka A. Suddenly it looks like there are 6 men or perhaps even 5 on the field. He got rid of the helmet as well so that he can run as far and fast as he can. Udara, even with his outstretched arms, couldn't grab it. This time he will. The fifer is here for Dushan. What a magical spell it's turned out to be. And this is why his efficacy can never be questioned.
Boy, Dushan has been on fire. Doesn't matter fielders dropping, he'll do it all by himself and give another chance to the keeper to redeem himself, and perfectly it was done by him. This taken the stumping opportunity, and a fifer for Dushan. A lovely spell introduced really late in the innings, but he has been mighty effective, and Sharfuddin goes back for his 12. Afghanistan A, 166 for 6.
Afghanistan A, 166 for 6. Last ball coming up. Nangyalia Kharote gets an opportunity with the bat to face one ball if this is legal. Or this could be catching practice. Fielder settling, makes no mistake. 6 for Dushan. And he's been involved in every wicket that's fallen today. The 7 wickets. 6 wickets for him, and 1 for the team with this excellent run out.
Yes, once again a left-hander trying to go across the line to a googly, and another catching opportunity taken this time, and it's been more like a high catching session for the Sri Lanka A side. And Dushan has been the chief destroyer, picking up 6 wickets, and I wonder, had his catches been taken earlier, how many he would have. So Afghanistan A team, they finish on 166 for 7, something much lower than what they would be thinking a few hours back.
So 166 for 7 in the allotted 20 overs. Afghanistan A have managed after being asked to bat first. 57 and 83 up top. Setikullah was destroying the bowlers. 83 or just 46, but Zubair played second fiddle. Darwish, Kareem, Sharifuddin, Shahidullah. Here comes the slump. And Afghanistan A end with 166 for 7, where at one stage they look good for 180 plus.
Yes, they have fallen short by at least 20-25 runs, the way it all ended for the Afghan A side. But what a spell we have witnessed. Dushan single-handedly bringing Sri Lanka A back in the game with a magical spell. And in his last over, 4 catching opportunities and 1 stumping opportunity. So 5 opportunities to pick up wickets.
Well, let's hear him from Sadiqullah then. Mikhail's with him.
Thank you, gentlemen. Massive comeback here for Sri Lanka A, but what a start it was for Afghanistan A. Sadiqullah setting the tone with a brilliant 80+ runs. Good partnership of 142. What was the total on your mind when both of you all were in the middle, Sadiq?
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. First of all, I very happy for the my own performance. So we had a chat before the betting with my partner Zubaid Akbari. So we will starting good to the team. So we give a good start to the team. And that's a good total for.
Take us through your batting as well. Coming into this tournament, you had a couple of low scores. How was it batting on this surface today? You were striking very well, 8 sixes for you.
Yeah, I was a little bit out form before this big tournament. So I just saw my old videos, the initial moment before the ball. So it was all the same. So I just think with myself to play my own game. And Alhamdulillah, I just played those shots.
Right, 142, that opening run partnership, but bit of a slide here. You feel 166 is something that you'll settle for, considering you're 142 for no loss?
Yeah, the target is enough, but we just shot 10 to 15 runs. We can get more runs, so this is a part of game. So we're just trying to save this 10 to 15 runs in the field.
Right, and a word on your opening partner as well. Zubair, you and Zubair really teamed up well. What was it batting alongside him? Because he's a man in form as well in the tournaments building up to this.
Yeah, he just rotate the strike with me. So he told me that you can go big and you can middle the ball so good. So he just told me that we will go through the 15 overs. So that's our plan together.
Right, very well played, Sadiq. You really entertained all of us with those 8 sixes, 3-4 that a strike rate of 180. Good luck in the defense of this total of 166 as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, and sorry for the English. Yeah.
You were terrific with the bat in hand, and that's what matters, Sadiq. Sahan, Ramesh, Ishtan, Nipun, Nishan, Dushan. A lot of bowling options, but Dushan's the one who's amongst the wickets because he's just didn't stop after he got one. He kept on going. 6 wickets for him in total. So that means 167 is what the Lankan Lions A would be looking for in 8.3 per over, their asking rate in the beginning. In case you've joined us just now, Sri Lanka A are taking on Afghanistan A. And Afghanistan A, after being asked to bat first, have managed 166, and this is the route they chose to go there. Zubair and Sadiqullah, scintillating performance up top, 57 and 83 respectively, and then that little slump happened and couldn't get the big finish they were dreaming of. Afghanistan A. Momentum definitely with Sri Lanka A at the moment.
Yes, to kick off, it was all Afghanistan. Sadiqullah and Zubair, they were all over the Sri Lankan bowlers, and the fielders didn't have help the Sri Lankan bowlers. They spilled a lot of opportunities, and meanwhile, those two batters, Sadiqullah and Zubair, kept on flourishing. Aided by the fielders, they kept on going big, connected a few really big blows, depositing the ball every now and again outside the boundary ropes. The first 15 overs was all Afghanistan A side, scoring big, getting to 140 odd for no loss, and the runs just kept on coming, and the bowlers, well, they were looking for something to be taken by the fielders, as Sadiqullah, who had this glimpses of Yuvraj Singh's hitting, went on and finally was held at long on, and Dushan came in, the chief destroyer, and he kept picking up wickets. Then we saw a few catches which were taken, although it did not stop the flow of the drops. Meanwhile, the keeper picking up a stumping which was really a good one.
And this was a team hat-trick. Going for that second run that did not exist. Excellent work by Dushan. And then Dushan just didn't stop picking up wickets. There were two phases in this game. One where the boundary looked very near, the other when it looked so far. Excellent from Dushan, reading the batters, not letting them get settled. And once again, a time when it looked like 185 plus would be posted, Dushan changed the equation. This was his 6th wicket.
And indeed, the last 5 overs, 7 wickets fell, and 6 out of those 7 were to Dushan, and the other one was run out. So no other bowler found any sort of success apart from Dushan, who was exceptional in his quota of 4 overs, gave away 23 runs, 8 dots, 6 wickets, and a number of dropped chances on his bowling. He was exceptional tonight.
So 167 is the mission that the Sri Lanka A would be on. And they get 120 balls to try and get there. Now, can Afghanistan spinners replicate the performance of Sri Lanka spinners, try and weave a web? Or will the Lankan Lions A find a way to get to 167?
Little bit. Middle. Leg.
Well, Sri Lanka A have given themselves a great opportunity to go past Afghanistan A. Yashoda Lanka, a best of 77, strike rate under 120. And just going by how the runs were scored early on, he has to believe that the surface has a lot of runs up front in the first 6 overs. Sri Lanka have done exceptionally well to come back into the game. Lahiru Udara, this man can play big and play long as well. Over 1,000 runs, 450s, and a strike rate over 120. The stage is set. Match number 2 on day 1 of the men's T20 emerging teams Asia Cup 2024. It's going to be Bilal Sami. He's very good with that delivery coming into the right-handed batters. A slip in place. We're all set for the chase. Quick first run off the mark of Sri Lanka A. Very good evening, Dev Watmore as well.
Good evening, Michael, and I'm really looking forward to this chase. It was a wonderful effort by the right-arm spinner, leg spinner. Single-handedly brought Sri Lanka back into the game. So every wicket that fell, he had a hand in it. And he would be very proud of his efforts today. as much as his teammates as well. But this now is going to be still an effort to get it, but I think, you know, it could have been a lot worse.
Oh yes, it was a bit of a collapse there for Afghanistan. 142 for no loss, and they finished on 166 for 7. In the last 5 overs, they just caved in, Dev.
Yes, look, it's not often we see this, but I have seen it a couple of times before. A total that looks, you know, like it's going to be huge and ends up not being as big. And I'll tell you something else. That's a good shot. That'll be 2 runs only. But I'll tell you something else. When a partnership is happening, and when you're sitting in the dugout and you're the next man in, or 2 away, it looks easy. Everything is looking easy. And the problem occurs when you do have to go in, when that partnership breaks. It's not that easy to start with. And that's the trap that happens most times when you see a good partnership happening and it breaks, then the incoming batsman thinks, oh, this is easy, but it's not.
Right, coach. Yeah, work to do, but certainly very much in the game over here is Sri Lanka A. Lahiru Dara 2 and 3, Yashoda 1 and 1. And they'll be eager to make full use of that. Look at that stance, Dev, kind of open there. Gives you an indication.
Yeah, it's a very open stance. What he's doing, he's lining up for a cut and a pull. Let's see what his initial movement is. It's a little forward movement, which he brings him into line a little bit more, but he's lining up for a cut and a pull. Typical opener. Anything short, he's going to, and he's covering the off stump as well. So he's making every effort to, you know, to get bat on ball. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's just lining it up, and he knows he's got to get a, you know, he's got to get a move on, I guess.
Just bring in that trigger movement to get that shot as well. Well, that got the outside edge. That was quick, and that was really traveling as well. Surprised the batter. First boundary a bit streaky, but that's how it comes sometimes. Done with over number 1, 7 for no loss.
Terche boys, Terche boys. Oi!
Yeah, the last ball of the first over certainly caught Lahiru by surprise. On the surface, if you're ready to bend your back, you can extract some juice out of it. Ghazanfar. That's been picked up. Drop shot of the field had long gone.
Yeah, I also like this bowler, Mikel. He's a little bit of a mystery bowler. You think he's bowling off breaks, but he comes and he can bowl the one that goes the other way. And he did a good job for the national team when he played in Sharjah against South Africa. And they'd be hoping Ghazanfar could replicate that. He's a good bowler.
Goes for the switch, finds the fielder. Yes, he's been amongst wickets as well in the build-up in the Tri-Nation as well. Picked up a couple of wickets in the warm-up, had 3 for 25 against Oman. We'll take a look at that run-up and the rhythm as well, Dev. You can say more about it.
Yeah, certainly he's a little bit of a mystery bowler. That wrist and the fingers that just come into flicking the ball either side of it, which will determine which way it turns after it pitches, and he's pretty good. I mean, Afghanistan bowlers, the Afghan bowlers, have produced a couple of real good ones. Mujib is one, Rashid Khan is another, and here we go. It's all in that wrist and the fingers, isn't it? And he can deceive you. And it's not slow either. It comes onto you a little bit quicker than you think.
Gets into position, only to find the fielder to perfection. Ghazanfar strikes, Lahiru departs. Sri Lanka A in pursuit of 166 lose their first wicket, and it was beautifully set up as well by the mystery spinner. They are delighted.
And that's what he's there for. The ball actually stopped a little bit, I think, and it fooled the batsman, and it stopped him in his swinging arc. There we go. It stopped a little bit, and there he had to make the effort to make good contact, and it only just resulted in harmlessly going in the air, finding the fielder at deep square leg. So good effort. I mean, that's what he's there to do, to get the wicket.
Lahiru departs for 6 in 8 deliveries. It's 8 for 1. Early setback here for Sri Lanka. The captain walks out. Nuendo Fernando. This is a steep chase, keeping in mind that they've lost the informed batter Lahiru Udara. A best of 126. This man certainly commands a lot of respect with the bat. Very fluent when he gets going. But right now, riding on a sea of confidence is this man, Ala Mohammad Ghazanfar. He's bowling in the right channels and can be so skiddy and deceptive, Dev.
And that went the other way, didn't it, Michaela? What I'm watching, have a look at it. Oh, that's the side on view. And there's that dismissal. It just fooled him. It just deceived him in flight. And when it bounced, it misbehaved. Good effort.
Off the mark is the captain of Sri Lanka, and he'll also keep strike for the third over. It's been a very good start here for Ghazanfar and Afghanistan. 2 runs and a wicket coming off it. It's 9 for 1. It's going to be Bilal who'll continue to bowl from the far end. Gave away 7. Pressure slightly on the batting side at the moment. And that one held its line. Tentative push there by Nuendo. Pace and spin from both ends. And they're certainly asking the right questions, Dav.
Surely, good ball, but the batsman here was looking to run it down, wasn't he? Run it down to third man just to get off strike, which most batsmen do, but you just take a little bit of risk. Luckily no slip, and luckily no edge to the wicket keeper.
Nicely bowled, that one really shaping away from the right-handed batter. Nuendo's trying to break the shackles. Interestingly, 8 wickets to fall today, and all of them have gone to spinners. 1 run out, of course, but 7 to spinners, and all of a sudden that man Bilal is spewing venom with the ball.
Yeah, which is a little different to what the statistics tell us. And again, in 2024, before today, 140 wickets have gone to pace and only 102 to spin. But not today. More wickets, all of it to the spin bowlers.
Well, one man certainly was very impressive this evening and brought Sri Lanka back into the contest. The leg spinner was introduced in the 14th over of the innings, Dushan Hemanta. And there he is, Dev.
Well, it's a special effort today, so I just thought I'd tell the listeners a little bit something that they don't know. This boy is a very good right arm leg spinner, as we know, but he attends school at St. Peter's, College, which is a very, very good school in Colombo. And that's 2 runs, 2 useful runs. And this guy, Dushan Hemanta, apart from being the best fielder in the team, he's also a very good athlete. The 2-kilometre time trial, which most teams now use, is the fastest timing in Sri Lanka for all the cricketers, and he represented Sri Lanka in the SAF Games and won a bronze medal for, let's have a look now, he's got 1,500 metres. So the guy's got a good engine, isn't he? Very good engine and a very good player.
Not out, 1 for the over.
He plays for the Burger Recreation Club as well, the BRC. Dushan Hemanta, what a great effort today.
Oh yeah, 6 for 23 in his 4 overs at an economy of 5.75. Bowled it slow through the air, was unafraid to give that a lot of air and flight. Invited the batters into the shots and returned with a brilliant effort. First 5-wicket haul coming on day 1 in match number 2 by the Sri Lankan, Dushan Hemanta. Is certainly very much in the chase here, Sri Lanka A.
Over completed.
3 runs coming off this 3rd over. He's bowled well and has begun well as well. Bilal Sami, 3 gone, 12 for 1.
Okay. There we go. 12 runs for 1 wicket in 3 overs. In my experience, Mikhail, when you are chasing a total, or even if you're trying to set a target, there are times when the opposition will have one particular bowler that's looking like a threat.
Right, Nuvanendu Fernando certainly has his priorities in place. His all-time favourite player is Virat Kohli. This, if you didn't know a fact about him, we'll come back to that.
As I was saying, most games you'll find one bowler is a threat. Now I'm asking myself, if I'm the Sri Lankan cricket team chasing a total of 167 to win, who is that one threat? Know your player, Nuwandu Fernando. Oh dear.
Very cheeky, very ambitious, just trying to get a little cute there. Nuwandu, he certainly fancies and has an all-time favourite of Virat Kohli, but this time around he was doing an AB de Villiers, Dev.
Hey, doing a 360 but missed it. It's a little dangerous, a bit early in the innings for this, but 166 is gettable. There's no need to take a risk, especially against this fellow, who I think is the danger. Oh, that's a great shot. What a good shot. Let's just get over the boundary. That went for 12. That went a long way over the top.
That'll certainly ease the pressure in the dugout as well. Bring in a feel-good factor for Fernando too. What a strike. Goes down on that right knee. And everything good and right about that hit. Went the distance, got the height as well, and that disappeared into the roads. He can wear a smile, but that was a very good shot. Can't do much about it.
And that's required a ball change. Can't get it back.
Yeah, the replacement ball will come out. Go fetch it is what the batter told as well. They need to put the pressure back on the fielding side. Sri Lanka, you don't want to play catch-up, Dev, when you're chasing something around 166. It's a fairly gettable total on the surface, you reckon?
I think so. I think this surface will get better, but what they've got to be a little careful of, losing wickets. You've got to be a little. You've got to be positive for sure, but you can't hope to chase a total successfully if you are losing wickets regularly. So now it's a real job for these two players to bat another 5 overs at least, not lose a wicket, but still go at a reasonable run rate.
Right, the first 6 overs, as always, as the age-old saying goes, in a chase more often than not, your start decides your end. Sri Lanka A versus Afghanistan A, match number 2, day 1, coming to you live from the Oman Cricket Academy. This one's in the air, effortless, and timed to perfection as well. One bounce into the ropes, over long off. This is a very fine strike as well by Nuendu Fernando.
That was more like a cricket shot for me. A good lofted off drive with the full face of the bat. So the guy's showing us that he's got technique as well. Look at that. Minimum risk, hitting it straight down. What a wonderful cricket shot.
Almost carried. Very close. They'll steal a single. That's good running as well. They're coordinating well. Nuvanedu and Yashoda. This has been a very fine over. 15 runs coming off the 4th. Sri Lanka A finding a move on. 27 for 1.
Okay, 4 overs, 27 for 1. It's a lot better than what it was after 3 overs. And the batting team Sri Lanka, what they are looking for, what they need to find is that one big over, that defining over that would just didn't carry. Good effort, just didn't carry. One big over that would reduce that run rate to a bit more manageable. Won't be easy, but that's the objective. If you get a boundary in the very first ball or the second ball, they have to try and make it count.
Watch out for this man. Faridun Dawood can generate the pace in the middle. Full and wide, but expect him to get that delivery into the right-handed batter as well. He's a very exciting young 18-year-old in the Afghanistan cricket ranks. Faridun Dawood.
Well, this is the first time I'm seeing him. He has a bustling run-up and it's got a bit of pace, I can see, but this is the first time I'm having a look at him, and I think that after that one ball, he's got the real desire and intention to get the ball past the bat. He runs in quick and bowls quick, and that's another one. His radar's off at the moment, though.
Sri Lanka won't complain. A couple of looseners coming in handy for them. But yes, I did see him in the build-up. That's his run-up and action as well, Dav.
Yeah, he's hustling, isn't he? He runs pretty quick. He's loading. Look at this. It's very good. Not high, not low. It's really good. Front foot is not braced, but that's okay. And his speed, I would love to know what his speed is. Looks like well over 130.
Did see him crank up the pace in the Tri-Nation series as well. Gets an inside edge on this one. Nicely done behind the stumps by Mohammad Ishaq. Very alert.
So we haven't talked about extras too much, have we? I mean, Sri Lanka bowled 6 extra balls. That's 21 overs, and here he is on the side view of him. Look at that front knee there. It's a little bent when he bowls. That's okay, because that means the forces aren't coming right up to the spine. It's been trapped around the knee. Good prospect. That's an inside edge. Fortune favours the brave. It's unfortunate. He looks a little bit like Fazal Haq Faruqi. What do you think?
Well, into the stride, quite certainly, yes. In terms of the pace, Daff?
Yeah, left arm over, you know, with the wicket. Bit of speed. I wonder if that's one of his idols, Fazl Haq Faruqi.
Well, if I end up having a chat with him, I'll quite certainly ask that question. Courtesy Dave Watmore. They're not happy leaking runs any bowler. A little unlucky there. A couple of inside edges. Very lucky the batters as well, but they need that slice of luck. This one's through the extra cover region. Threw his bat at it. That was wide. The invitation was there and he went through with a shot. Nuvanedu is looking good. He's moved into the 20s and he's taking the attack to the opposition as well.
It's another good shot. He's a down the ground player. A little bit of a cross bat shot, but by gee, he got a lot of piece of that on the bat. And 4 very welcome runs when you're chasing a total. So these two have to keep going. They can't. So they have to give them a good partnership if they hope to go or haul that the target.
This one's over the bowler's head. Not sure if he's got plenty of bat on it, but they'll get a couple of runs. Just like the approach and this partnership as well. It's building and it's looking confident. 27 and 18, both these batters have stitched in the middle.
That's right. Now that should have been over-bowled, but there's 2 wides. Now the next 2 deliveries is very important for the bowling team because these are the extras. You know, when you look back and you think, gee, if I hadn't bowled those wides, then there wouldn't be an over. You know, the over would have cost much less.
I'll tell you what, Dave Watmer has come out with his coaching manual over here and can quite certainly understand in these situations as well when you bowl those extra deliveries. Just a hold up in play at the moment as the players quickly hydrate themselves as well. So far, after that early loss of Lahiru Udara, it's been a very good fight back here by the top order of Sri Lanka A. These are hot and humid conditions and you've got to hydrate yourself with all the fluids and juices in the middle. Just a quick reminder, we have a blockbuster contest lined up tomorrow. We have Oman taking on UAE in match number 3, and then the big one, showtime with India A taking on Pakistan A. That'll be match number 4. We'll come to you live from the Oman Cricket Academy. It's the 6th edition of the ACC Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. What a cracker of a contest lined up on the 19th of October. That's in the air, cries of catch it. Mid-on giving chase, falls way ahead of him. The batters will take 2 more.
A little lucky on that occasion, but then again, Afghanistan also had a couple of bits of luck where the ball just landed over the the fieldsman's head and one in between fielders. So you've got to take your medicine.
Dav, Afghanistan had a lot of luck because the Sri Lankan fielders were helping them as well.
9 drop catches.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
goodness.
They'll not want to have a look at the highlights, let me tell you that. They came in straight in and straight out. That was the story in the fielding effort. Very poor effort behind the stumps. Faridun's not impressed. And that ball as well will trickle away for a 4. Those 2 extra deliveries coming in very handy. 6 runs coming off those extra 2 deliveries, and Sri Lanka won't be complaining. You're done with over number 5 and they're looking good at the moment after an early loss. 41 for 1.
Five gone, 41 for 1. Last over in the power play. Recovered well after that early loss. Edge, and he slashed it hard, so he'll go to the boundary. Third is up in the circle. Kareem Jannat's long jog. It's working well now for the side chasing. They found themselves a bit of momentum here.
Yes, an outside edge giving them another boundary, and this is the last over of the power play, and Sri Lanka A side would want to make the most of it. They're already 45, and another couple of boundaries they would surely like in this over. This one has been played down towards long off for a single. A nice partnership developing. Nuwanidu, 24 of 16, and Yashoda, 10 of 8. And the captain is there to take the responsibility to play the knock that is required of him to see his side home.
Hit hard, hit straight back. Another boundary there. Second one in the over.
It's 50 up for Sri Lanka A side, and this one was smashed down the ground, giving himself room and just putting that short ball straight down the ground for a boundary. He knew the fielder was up in the circle, and very intentional. Once again, it's punched hard, but this time the fielder is there. So they've already got 2 boundaries, 11 runs of the first 5 deliveries of this last over in the power play. And Nuwanidu, the captain, is already 25 of 17, and Yashoda 15, both looking good and in control.
Single to end the power play. It's 53 for 1. Official signal for the end of the power play.
Power play, second power play.
114 needed of 84 from here on. Faridun into his second over. Slashes hard. Get himself a boundary. So power play, no power play. The boundaries are coming by.
Yes, again providing width, and the batter is ready for it. This is a predictable angle that Faridun is bowling, and it allows the batter to free his arms, and he surely does that. And not allowing it to go away, the bowler will have to rethink his strategy, a different line to operate. Now Windu is capitalizing on anything which is short and wide outside the off stump. And power play, Sri Lanka got 53 for the loss of 1 wicket, whereas Afghan A side were 58 for no loss. Well, the no loss story continued for them for the first 15 overs, Sikandar.
Again, hits it hard, but there's protection there. 50 partnership up between Nuwanidu and Yashoda. Let's have a look at the power play highlights. That's the wicket they lost, straight into the lap of that fielder there. And then since then, both Captain Fernando and Yashoda have done well. They're at 50 partnership. And not only 50 added, they're doing it at a brisk pace. 9.16 is the run rate. So they haven't slowed down even after the power play. Already 5 of the first 2 deliveries into the 7th over. They need 109 more to claim the first 2 points in the tournament.
The Afghan A side really have themselves to blame. They were brilliantly placed. One time they were 140 for no loss. And then from there onwards, in the last 5 overs, they only managed 33 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. And an incredible comeback by Sri Lanka A, courtesy Dushan bowling that wonderful spell, picking up 6 wickets. And this one is taken by the keeper. Edging it, Yashoda trying to give himself room, only managing an outside edge. An important wicket for Afghan A side. And that's the only way they can stay in the game, is picking up wickets at regular intervals.
Yeah, just feel he wasn't in a good position to cut that. Just moving away, making room, trying to play it over extra cover. And a horizontal bat offered. Got himself a thick slice on that. And the first one for Faridun. Also second wicket falling, so momentum will be lost a little bit as Yashoda Lanka goes out for 15 and Sri Lanka 58 for 2.
Middle.
Pawan Ratnayak.
Leg.
He's got 20 games to his name. Right-hand bat. His highest is 23. Average of 11. And he's got an all-important number 4 position. He's got himself an opportunity and a platform to shine. And he's batting along with his captain. Trying to york him first up.
Yes, opportunity for Pawan here because the record isn't that great. And here is the dismissal, giving himself room and didn't get the pace that he wanted. And in the end, trying to go over extra cover, only managed an outside edge, which was finally taken by the keeper, who fumbled a bit. But lucky for him, the ball did not pop out of the gloves. He's kept well so far. Just one delivery that evaded him and went over his head for a boundary. Buys. And again, firmly driven, but straight to the mid-off. No run, as 7 overs are completed and Sri Lanka A are 59 for 2.
Dot ball, Ningyala, dot ball, Ningyal. One center. The 3 baller, dot ka. Ningyala, suno la apni gusse se apni rasida. Let him round bowling.
59 for 2. Big games lined up tomorrow. 2 neighbours, Oman and UAE, and India and Pakistan. The double headers for tomorrow. Had shown you guys on your television sets wherever you are. India team was practicing next door.
And meanwhile, the Pakistan captain and the management were here. And I believe they are still here watching the game and taking notes of the conditions possibly. The Pakistan team did not practice today, and wonderfully struck. Full face of the bat. A brilliant cricket stroke this from Navendu, who is looking great. He goes to 35 of 22, and here is the Pakistan contingent. Rifatullah, the batting coach, Imran Farad, Umar Sheed, the head coach, and the captain. Smiles, the captain, and been very clear. No discussion on the big game allowed by him.
That shot that he got a boundary of, Fernando, didn't really look to hit it hard, just played it straight, very straight, and elevated that. Ooh, lucky there, inside edge. Comes back for second, trouble here, trouble here. I think the captain, well, tall man, has he made it? It was his call for that second run, but how good is the throw? Only the replay will tell us.
Yes, he might be in trouble, because this is the kind of outfield that slows down the ball pretty quickly before you expect, and the fielder makes ground quicker because the ball actually slows down. And before you realize, the fielder is in control of the ball, and we'll see if the dive has saved him. The throw was far, and well, had the throw been a bit better, things might have been different. At the moment, I think he'll be safe. He's a tall man, and a full stretch dive.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just that wide throw from Faridun. Keeper had to drag it all the way to the stumps, and that allowed Fernando to be home just in time, I suppose. Still not our call. It's a third umpire's call. 100 out of 100 for that dive. Outstretched. Every single inch of that body and bat has come into play. So the bail's got to be dislodged. At this point, the toe end of the bat seems to be over the line.
Yes, I believe that the batter is back in, and only if the throw would have been a bit better, result would have been different. And there we have the official decision. It's a not out. And Navendu, well, he survives the scare.
Yeah, his heart, Fernando, must be in his mouth. Only to pop out from the mouth had he been given out. Mind you, it was his call. Only to realize, that's a fairly good point that you've made, that the outfield just slows things down. As a batter, you're thinking, I've middled it. This will travel or go further near to the rope. But just slows down and allows the fielder to catch up.
Yeah, just have a look. He thinks that the ball will go a bit further, and now there he realizes, just before that dive, it was a quick decision on the part of the Sri Lanka captain to dive, because the ball stopped earlier than he would have thought. And the fielder, well, he had a chance there, but the throw wasn't good enough. So Navanidhu is on 37 and still going.
Nice hair color.
Second
streaks.
Have you ever had one of those?
Which, the black or the gold?
Both of them together.
No,
Any
no.
intention of trying that?
Only if you come and give me company. You can do half and I can do half.
Yeah, only company is fine.
Or if you make it red. Nangayalia. Nicely done. Nicely done. Over extra cover. Inside out.
What a beautifully executed extra cover drive this was. Intentionally played over the cover fielder. Just have a look of how beautifully he used his feet and then brought his wrist in the play and executed it brilliantly. Just have a look, opening the face of the bat, making sure the ball goes in the gap. The Sri Lankan captain looks fabulous while playing this strokes that to the spinners. End of over number 8. It's 71 for 2.
Change in bowling. Left arm around the wicket.
71 for 2. More spin. Sharfuddin Sharif now in operation. First ball from him.
Boys, come on, boys!
Left stump.
Nawanidu, he looks a very neat player, presenting full face of the bat. While on the other end, Pawan has a lot to prove, and provided the platform that he has at the moment, he can take his time and just rotate the strike, get himself set. Meanwhile, the captain on the other end is taking care of the boundary.
Captains have done well today, not just Fernando on your screen. Earlier on, the captain of Bangladesh with the bat, Akbar Ali.
Once again played late, and just the one. All these strokes played on a different outfield would yield different results, probably more boundaries. And that's the reason why I think the sixes have been more than the fours today, or maybe equal. And that is not something you see too often. Once again looking to go big over extra cover. This time the bowler darting one in quicker and not letting Nawanidu play the desired stroke.
Single to end the over, 9 gone. 77 for 2. Captain Mohammad Aris from Pakistan. They're the defending emerging Asia Cup champions. That was a 50-over version, but still it's the emerging Asia Cup, so they would be the defending champions and still got support. He's early, but that's fine. It's coming early for the game, which is tomorrow. That's the story of the previous winners of the emerging Asia Cup. And Pakistan's got 2. They're the defending champions. They won this 2023 version at the Pramadasa in Colombo against India. Back in time. Not so long ago, 2023, the winning moment. Mohammad Wasim Jr. taking the last wicket. Tayyip Tahir getting a big 100, batting first. Pakistan A, or the Shaheens, won the emerging Asia Cup, the 50-over version, beat India by 128 in Colombo.
Meanwhile, just a bit of misunderstanding, not resulting in the loss of wicket. Kareem is bowling. And he's an experienced campaigner, having played lots of cricket for the Afghanistan senior side. And here now, bowling at a time where Afghan A side needs to pick up wickets. And the Pakistan contingent having a look at the possible opponents. in the games to come. Meanwhile, they have the big India game at hand, which is tomorrow. This one is cut hard, but straight to the field in the deep.
Two games lined up. First one in the afternoon is Oman versus UAE, and then later in the evening it's the big one, India versus Pakistan. All four teams will play their first game in this edition Emerging Asia Cup. Slashes hard and gets a boundary. That was hit very well and very hard. But the boundary rider didn't have an opportunity to cut it off.
This Sri Lankan captain Nawanidu looks a very attractive player. Somebody who can play all around the ground. He hits the big shot very easily, makes it look like fun, and has been executing all the strokes with lots of elegance and control. And why not? This platform of Asia Cup Emerging is a huge opportunity for lots of youngsters to come through the ranks, to show their skills and pave the way to play for their country. It's a half century for Nawanidu, and it's been a very, very impressive one. 6th half century for him in all the T20s that he's played. And boy, he's looked in control. Every shot that he has played, the execution has been top-notch. And good time as well, 30 balls for his 50. And he's still going.
He's pushing for 2. And the opportunity is there. A couple to end the over. Halfway through, it's 85 for 2. So halfway stage, I don't know, where would Dave Watmore go? Whose side are you on? 82 to go from 10 overs. You got 8 wickets in hand. Usually, when you talk about chasing, you say you got a total ahead of you, so you're very much clear at what pace you want to go and get those runs. I guess at the moment, you'd say that Sri Lanka's got an upper hand because they're chasing.
It's going to be a good finish, Sikandar. 8 wickets left. I know the boys bat deep. It was a good piece of bowling because it fooled the batsman, misbehaved, and some excellent selection of shots here by the Sri Lankans to get to where they are at the moment. A little bit of luck there, outside edge, and that's scorched away the boundary. And there's the wicket. In fact, that edge looked like it came really slowly. And a beautiful timed shot, not as this one was as well, over cover. Not an easy shot to play. And the cut shot also brought another boundary.
Let's have a look at the 10 overs that have been bowled and distributed evenly with 6 bowlers. 2 wickets have fallen. Kazanfar and Faridun getting 1 each. Spinners have been good. You expect runs to come through on a pitch like this. But it's been good going. Now, waiting game, what can Afghanistan pull off in the remaining 10 overs with the ball?
Interesting, isn't it? Like the run rate is 8.5, run rate required is 8.2. So it's going to be I think it'll be a close finish, to be honest. And it'll be a good game of cricket to watch, second half.
Well, it's my second time here, but I tell you what, things have changed from the last time I visited Oman, and it's so much to look out for. So many activities right there in front of us. Beautiful scenic views, the mountains in the background, in here near the ground and where we're staying. Would love to get more off days in between to experience something like this. Excellent.
Okay. We're back to the second half. Sharafuddin to continue. This is shown all three stumps to the bowler, and luckily that bat came down and prevented it from crashing into the stumps. Suhas has joined, and he also is looking forward very much to this second half and the chase. It'll be a beauty. Well, this is the first time I'm watching both of these players live, and I can tell you this boy here, this guy called Pavan Ratnaika. Pavan Ratnaika looks to me like he's in total control. He's hardly played a false shot. Okay, he's hit the ball to the fielder only 2 or 3 times, but he's got a wonderful, wonderful temperament. All of that within, I don't know, what, 15 minutes, 10 minutes of me watching him. He actually plays for a very good club in Colombo, CCC, the Colombo Cricket Club. And he's a product of the Mahanama College, also in Colombo. It's the first false shot he's played. Commentators curse.
Oh, once that single for the ricochet, this could be trouble. Now the dive will also be in vain. The dive can only add to more laundry. Would you believe it? Just when Sri Lanka A looked a bit tentative with just 1 run of the over so far, they commit harakiri.
Well, that was the result. Nothing other than dot balls. 4 dot balls resulted in a wicket. There was a bit of panic because we didn't get a run. We've got to get a run, and all on a misfield too. Have a look at this. Here we come. That is out. That's well out. And there's another lesson for the youngsters watching. You've got to be very careful when you run on a misfield. You've got to make sure that you have enough time to make good your ground, but not on this occasion. Sadly, in-form batsman, set batsman out.
Oh, is this the opening that Afghanistan were looking for? Captain Nuwanindo Fernando walks back for 51 of 32, 86 for 3.
It's the Australian way of writing. 3 for 86. This is confusion. That's probably
Karim Janat with his second over. Oh, this could be a tie to the non-strikers end. Direct hit, and it was curtains. Suddenly the 22 yards seemed like 100.
A little bit of panic coming in there. Just the batsmen just need to hold their nerve. There's no point getting out, run out again. Have a look at that. Oh yes, he would have been out. He would have been out by about 3 feet.
Didn't read the slower one, but still was able to negotiate it nicely. They decide to stick with the single. That'll put Sahan on strike for the first time. Now, a bit of ricochet, wanting that single, soon realizing was impossible to get there in time. And Ishak made no mistake whatsoever. And Sahan's off the mark. Pavan, 8 of 14 for him. He needs to guide Sri Lanka A here. Pavan, he's got the caliber, he's got the game. Required rates 9.2. He's got to throw caution to the winds as well, but ensure that his team's not playing catch-up cricket. It's a very testing phase, the middle overs, suddenly for the Sri Lanka A team. Wants to convert that into 2. Clarity in calling, dives all around, but no problemo.
Just with those dot balls, it's just pushed that required run rate closer to 10. Now that's the pressure that is, that's out there if you don't turn over strike.
We said no problemo, but there seems to be a little issue with Pavan. He's still not back on his feet.
I think he's a little bit winded, that's all. He'll be okay. Just need a break, get his breath back, have a quick drink. He'll be okay.
Captain Nuwanindu meant business with the bat in hand. Just love the way he dealt with the spinners. He also timed his aggression, wasn't mindless hitting. And if the ball was there, he didn't spare it at all. Any room and it disappeared. Very measured in some of the shots that he played. And very sensible in the way he rotated strike in between. Excellent half century for Captain Nuwanindu.
To me, it was easy on the eye, wasn't it? You know, to see the way he stroked the ball on occasions. Yes, he's got power, but he also used a bit of technique with it as well. To me, it was like a little bit of elegance. I think he's got a very good future.
Support arrives for Sri Lanka A. The word is out that the captain's playing an excellent knock. The ACC Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup is in town. Let's celebrate this carnival of cricket. The superstars of tomorrow, you want to watch them in the making. New gems will be unearthed. That's exactly why this tournament holds so much. He wants to play with the lack of pace here, Kareem. Now with 9.2 the required rate, there has to be one big shot in the over. Otherwise they'll have to target a particular bowler, especially because the previous over was just 1 run and a wicket.
That's right, you'd need to have that one big over, but what worries me when I'm looking at this game, you've got Ghazanfar to come back, he's got 2 overs, and Case Ahmed hasn't bowled yet. No, he's also a wicket taker, and they're going to have to take some risks.
Yeah, Qais Ahmed's efficacy increases many folds when the batter are coming after him. The batters are coming after him if this is a situation that's going to prevail, and it's something that's given.
Back up!
Now, Sahan was all padded up, but this is what brought him to the middle. Never run on a misfield. That's another adage that's come to the fore today.
That's what we were taught, weren't we, growing up? But it's changed a little bit. You know, players are much fitter, much quicker, so they're able to capitalise on it. But every now and again, a run out will result from a misfield, and that's the end of the 12th over, with Sri Lanka 91 for 3.
Download the ACC app now. Scan those QR codes in front, depending on an iOS or an Android phone that's in your hand right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Asian Cricket Council TV to watch live, and do follow us on Instagram because you get live updates there at Asian Cricket Council.
And it's a full moon. In Sri Lanka, they call it a Poya Day. All liquor shops are closed.
May a Poya Day bring luck to Sri Lanka A. They're chasing 9.5 suddenly. They have wickets in hand though. They have wickets in hand, but they're up against bowlers of class, bowlers of caliber, and bowlers of mystery.
Well, that's right. So we'll.
What do you say?
Tell.
What do you say for a mystery bowler, Dab? You say right arm over to the umpire or right arm abracadabra?
Both.
Suddenly the fielders are buzzing. And they want to keep that energy going. Sharafuddin is playing the game of push the required rate up. Even the previous over, the boundary ball hasn't come by. It's been 16 deliveries since the ball tasted the boundary rope or beyond.
It was those dot balls that resulted in the run out. That was the cause of it. That was the start of it. But now they have a bit of work to do. If they're going to win this game, they're going to have to do a bit of repair job and be very positive and pick up that boundary option when it presents itself.
6 runs of the previous over, not too much before that, and they lost a wicket. It tells me that they've got to target a particular bowler, and it's got to be premeditated before the required rate starts to march to its own drumbeat. 9.73 at this stage. And we've seen it before. It's not the kind of a surface where you can come in and start hitting from the word go. Moment a new batter has come in, he struggled. Wickets falling in clusters in the first over was great indication of that.
That's correct. That's why it's not going to be easy. I don't know. It's easy from here, I can tell you. It's an easy game watching it. But the boys down there, they have to make the correct decisions, and it's not always easy when you're under a little bit of pressure. To now, it's gone up to 10.05 runs per over. It has to be one big over. Suhas, has to be one big over.
Just love the way you're peering into the fruit machine. That's in the air. This is an opportunity. And it will be pouched. Pawan departs for 12. Something had to give after a very quiet over thus far. And a wicket here for Afghanistan A. Sri Lanka A lose yet another. And we'll have to search for a new hero. It's not going to be Pawan tonight.
No, that's again a result of the pressure that was built up from the bowlers and the fielding team. They've really pulled it back nicely. Hasn't been easy. There was a period of time there when the captain of Sri Lanka really did open up, threatened to take the game away, but that run out was horrible, and from then on it was just too much pressure for the moment. It still can be done, but it's going to be a very difficult ask now.
Pawan Ratnayaka departs for 12. 95 for 4. We can beat that actually, but it was to roll his arm over. Pressure on Sahan, pressure on Ahan. The two batters out there. That's excellent. Oh well, even when he usually has a bat in hand, he's put it down. But he wouldn't mind putting this down because that's traveled the distance. Sahan's got going.
Well, that was a good shot. It was a welcome boundary, I can tell you, for the batting team. Got all of it too. just over the head of the boundary rider. There he is. The catch dropped by that Sri Lankan batsman. No, it was a good shot. That was the first ball of the over. Now can they capitalise?
You don't get to say this often. Catch dropped by the Sri Lankan batsman. Sahan's got to keep them alive in the game, and he needs more shots of that kind. Ahan has got to get going from the word go very, very quickly. Cannot afford to waste any time whatsoever. 9.75, the required rate's not waiting for anybody. Karim Janat is very shrewd with the way he changes pace.
He's a wily customer, isn't he?
Absolutely. Ahan Wickramasinghe, 354 runs. Oh, well negotiated. This one came back in sharply, but still will get that single. Might get more, might get more. Ishaq thinks he's got the man. Remember, fresh legs for Ahan. He thinks he's got there, especially using his tall frame with a drive, covering as much distance as possible. Yeah, you're hearing the heartbeats, a collective heartbeat of Sri Lanka A supporters and the dugout. And he seems to be fine. Ishaq got interested because he got an aural cue. He didn't see. Not out. A bit of greenery on the big board. And Sri Lanka A. This time they ran on a misfield, remember? Time to rewrite the old adage. Now 63 of 39. Now this time there's only a single. The fielder was fast approaching. Now in the current Sri Lanka A squad for this tournament, apart from Ramesh Mendis, you see. Now this is the second run, of course. Terrific dive that. Well-timed dive.
Just didn't have enough speed on the throw, did he? He was just falling backwards a little bit. And
right?
That allowed the batsman to make his ground.
And just completing my point, in the current Sri Lanka A squad for this tournament, apart from Ramesh Mendis, the most experienced, nobody has a career strike rate of 130. Now when you're chasing 9.89, you need to rediscover new skills within yourself.
Has to be a first time for everything, eh? That's what you were saying if you're a Sri Lankan supporter.
Right, they've got terrific bowling. Remember that. Today it was a one-man army. Lushan. But they've got the pace, they've got the variety in their bowling. The batters need to step up. Oh, cheeky. Cheeky from Ahan and very, very effective.
Yes, that was predetermined for sure. And he executed it very, very well. There was no fine leg. He had to get something on it. And as long as it wasn't going straight to that short fine leg fielder, it was a boundary all the way. Well done. Good effort. And that's the end of the 14th over. The score is 110 for 4.
Little bit. That's the middle stump.
The Sahan-Ahan partnership has moved on to 15 in just 6 balls, and they need this tempo. Sri Lanka A. Oh, it's got him. Ghazanfar has targeted the stumps that came in with the angle.
I'd like to have a little look at that. I think that ball may have turned into the left-hander. He's looking to back cut the ball, so he's given a good look at the stumps to the bowler. And you can't miss it if that's the case. You cannot miss it. Here we go. Yeah, it did come in, cramped him for room. A shot that I'm sure if he saw it again, he would be playing it down the ground instead of trying to hit it square of the wicket. But what a good bowler. I mean, that's as I was trying to say earlier, he's a threat. And unfortunately, Sahan has to go. 13 runs, 9 balls, did a good job. Sri Lanka 110 for 5.
Middle.
57 of 35 balls. And Isita Vijayasundara comes to the middle. 61 runs in his 25 matches, highest of 14. He can unlock a new highest today. And he's got to unlock a new strike rate too, because 93.84 is not going to cut the mustard at this stage. Isita has got to believe that he can clear the fence.
Especially when you're facing a boy who's bowling this sort of stuff. Bit of a mystery spinner, not an easy job. I don't know, I think the job is a little bit beyond them at the moment. There you go. If he saw that again, I'm sure he would be looking to play that down the ground.
I guess there's only one of those parties who's going to see this again and again. That's Ghazanfar. Oh, very, very brilliantly done, Isita. When you play a shot of this kind, you're signaling to the opponents that I know the field better than your captain.
And it's only his second ball too, so I guess the situation demands you throw a bit of caution to the wind. And this is a very good execution of the reverse sweep. Wonderful effort.
Ghazanfar cannot believe it. When he started to bowl, he was a left-hander. Oh, this one was very, very similar to the one that got the wicket.
Yeah, and when you're unsure which way the ball's going, pull out that sweep. Whether it's a conventional sweep or a reverse sweep, start sweeping, son.
So you're always ready for the one that comes back in, because that's going to get your wicket. One that goes away and you play for the one that comes in. It looked bad on television perhaps, but you're still out there. You're still there. This over has been wicket or nothing, 4 or nothing kind of an over. No bargain here. Wicket of the first ball, 4 of the third. Dot balls. And that saga will continue. He can't take a single. 15 gone, 114 for 5. Well, this game very much in the balance. Sri Lanka A, 114 for 5. They need 53 from 30. Afghanistan A need wickets from here on. It's been a game of momentum and fortune. Just shifted so fast in this passage of play. Faridun Davudzai. What a delivery. Pace, movement as well. What a time to bring in Salman Butt in the com box to give us more perspective into the remaining 5 overs as well.
Well, yes, talk about this delivery first. Just going on with the angle, and the batter using just the bat and the hands, not the feet. Otherwise the ball was in the slot to maybe go for the drive through the covers, not to be. It's just that the wickets have fallen at the wrong time. The target still very gettable, but somebody will have to bat out of the skins, and this one again is swept, and the keeper had a chance. Once again the batters coming back for the second. The running between the wickets is been real vulnerability of the Sri Lanka A side. They've lost their captain to a run which wasn't there to be taken, and once again a catch goes down. I wonder how many have gone down in total in this game. There have been plenty.
We've lost count, Salman, for that. Faridun Davudzai wears a smile. Sri Lanka taking their chances. This game certainly has the ingredients of a photo finish as well. 5 wickets is what Afghanistan A need, 51 is what Sri Lanka A need. That's a nice strike, wide of the fielder at mid-off. That breaks the shackles, releases the pressure as well. Much needed boundary, and the cheer in the dugout.
Well, yes, it's not easy to bowl with the mid-off up in the circle, placing both the fielders on the fine leg and the square leg on the boundary. That tells you the story that the bowling side will definitely bowl length outside the off or go short, and in both the cases there's chance to pick up a boundary. And Ahan, he's 13 of 6, and Sri Lanka still need 47 of 27 balls, so they will need a few big blows to ease it up.
And just takes the pace of the ball, rolls his fingers over that seam. Sensible bowling.
Yes, change of pace is very effective. We've seen that throughout the day in both the games. Bowlers bowling slow ones, back of the hand, rolling their fingers over, bowling the leg cutters, and in this case it was a leg cutter and the batter was deceived. So it's 120 for 5, and someone has to play a special knock from here.
That's in there once again, over cover. That's a fine hit. He's been targeting that region. Work to do for the fielder. Does exceptionally well to keep it in play. Brilliant commitment. He'll certainly save a run over there. That's Captain Darvish Rasuli with that effort, leading from the front.
Yes, tremendous effort there from Rasuli. He ran till the end and he made sure that he saved whatever he could, and in the end he just saved 1 run, which can be very valuable. Just have a look at this, pulling the ball back in time and executing the fielding perfectly. Meanwhile, the Sri Lankan A side get 3 more in the total. They move to 1, 2, 3 for 5, and a ball remains in this over.
Poor cricket in the middle here by Sri Lanka A. And fair to say, Afghan fielders are making merry in the middle. That's because the calling has been shoddy.
Once again, we see the batters running for something which just wasn't there. Absolutely mindless running this. There was no need for that. They already had a boundary and a 3 in this over. And Sri Lanka A side, well, they've been the reason of their own downfall in this innings, and Ishita now is the latest casualty, running himself out, scoring only 5, and Sri Lanka now are 1-2-4 for 6.
You're the new batsman? You're the new batsman.
Well, Salman, you described the right way. Mindless running is what you mentioned, and that it is for Sri Lanka A as Ramesh Mendis comes out. 43 needed in 24. And they have themselves to blame. They were in the driver's seat and they're just throwing away this opportunity.
Yes, Lanka now will look to Ramesh to use his experience to get them through, and reverse sweep, and it goes in the gap, and this time there's another chase for the fielder at point, and he will get to the ball because it does slow down as it goes further in the outfield. Gets them another couple, but Sri Lanka, they have provided plenty of opportunities to the opposition to run them out. 2 times they've been successful, and then there have been times when the throw hasn't been good enough.
Ahan's looking good, 18 and 9. Oh dear. I'll tell you what, I don't want to be a batter in the middle right now, Salman. I'm sure to get run out the way they're calling.
Well, it's as if the panic button has been pressed. Just have a look at this. The fielder, well, the ball is just around him, and the decision to run the second was too late. And he wasn't even in the picture when the keeper took the bails off. Suicidal this. And one, he goes out himself, and secondly, reduces the chances of his team to win. And this one is put in the gap, and this will be a certain boundary this time. No chance for the fielders to stop that one. Very important boundary this. Sri Lanka A moved to 130, and they require further 37 runs from 21 balls. As Ahan is on 22, a strike rate of 200 for him, and they will require him and his partner to hit a few more boundaries to bring this equation down. Change in the field now. The man on the boundary is coming up, and he will be standing towards cover point, and the point is deep like we saw from the fast bowlers earlier on, and just because of that reverse sweep, he's managed to change the field.
He's looked good. Another quick single. Well, they'll steal it this time around. No confusion. Yeah, but the fight is on. The chase is on. What I really liked about Sri Lanka's approach is that despite the follow wickets, they're looking for the ropes. They're looking for the boundaries.
Well, the fielders are going back to the normal positions now. Once again, had it hit directly, things would have been different. Plenty of opportunities for the fielders today. Catches, run-outs, direct hitting opportunities. This is well bowled. Good length and in the stumps. Sharfuddin Sharaf is a very experienced campaigner. Saw him first time play in the Shpakiza League around 8 years back. And, still bowling well. Yeah, these are those run-outs which have dented this chase. Sri Lanka only have themselves to blame.
Oh, he's just trying to chip that inside out over the fielder's position on the offside. It's been a good over, this one. 9 runs coming off the 17th. Sri Lanka need 34 and 18 into the final 3. It's 133 for 6. Well, on your phones right now, on your Androids, on your iPhones, well, all you can do is just go there and download the ACC app right away. Get a lowdown on all the action from the Oman Cricket Academy and all about associate and international cricket as well. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Asian Cricket Council TV, to watch all these matches live in your drawing rooms as well. You can also follow us on social media on our Instagram page as well, Asian Cricket Council. But the epicenter of all the action and entertainment right here, 34 and 18, as Bilal Sami comes on to bowl his third. In the gap, work to do for the fielder. They're eyeing the second run, one for the arm as well. They'll get that comfortably. This game is certainly going to the final over. You're in for a contest tonight.
Yes, indeed. The slowness of the outfield enables the fielder to recover the balls, most of them. And as a batter, you have to be fit, because you'll, get to the stage where Ahan is at the moment. He's finding it hard to breathe. And now you need to recover quickly, because you want to go big, hit one out of the park. And this one has been driven down. It's hit hard, and a chase for the fielders. And once again, the outfield keeps the ball in. And the fielder makes good ground, and only 2 to the total.
He spoke about slowness in the field, and that will amount to more running as well in the vacant spaces, and that will mean that will just about sap the energy of the batter as well, who's looking to hit big. And that's why Ahan will have to have those measured hits in the middle. This one had to wait on it. He has to stay till the end if Sri Lanka have to put it past Afghanistan.
Yes, it's important for him. He's the man who is batting on 29, well set. He's played 16 deliveries and a strike rate of 181 plus. And he holds the key. And Sri Lanka would really want him to be there till the end. And on the other side, Ramesh, who's pretty experienced, has a highest score of 72 not out and a decent average. And he would love some support from him as well. Maybe a couple of boundaries in this over would do them a world of good and put some pressure back on the Afghan bowlers.
Hot and humid conditions here. Fair to say that man is also breathing heavy. Ahan, he's had to do a lot of running in the middle. Ramesh on strike. A runner ball one for him early days. Goes downtown, straight to long gone. What a match this is turning out to be. Game number 2 on day 1 in the men's T20 emerging teams Asia Cup. If this is what is an indicator of things to come in the coming days, particularly tomorrow, Salman.
Indeed, the big game. Tomorrow in the evening, India versus Pakistan. And the excitement of that game is never short. It never disappoints anyone. And goes big this time. The fielder is running around, and he doesn't take it. A story we have seen frequently tonight. Another addition to those drop catches. And surely the count has been lost. The number of times the ball has been dropped by the fielders. And another couple to Ahan, who is feeling the heat. 12 catches, Mikhail, in one game.
Everyone's feeling the heat, Salman. Moves in the crease, cheeky. Has it been pouched? This is a big moment in the game. Afghanistan celebrates, so does Bilal Sami. Ahan, the informed batter, in his bid to accelerate, walks back. Is this the turning point and the opening Afghanistan were looking for?
Yes, smartly bowled this, slowed the pace down, and he was anticipating the batter to go for this stroke. Just have a look at this. The slower one did not have any pace on it. An easy take for the fielder at the short fine leg. And Afghanistan fielders, they celebrate. They know that they're in this game big time. 18 overs gone, and Sri Lanka are 141 for 7.
All happening here at the Oman Cricket Academy. This man, Dushan, well, he worked magic with the ball. 6 for 23 earlier in the day. Brought Sri Lanka A back into the contest. Can he get them a win as well? They need 26 in 12. This is an uphill task. And we've seen this game change fortunes so quickly. It's been a game of momentum. Dushan Himanta, a best of 50 and not out here. You'd want to believe with a strike rate of 123, he has the goods.
Experienced campaigner, 30 is his age, 60 games, and he has a 50 to his name. And if he can win this game for Sri Lanka, what a perfect game it would be for him. He's already picked up 6 wickets and did the job in the end for Sri Lanka, bringing them back in the game. And now he has to steer them through this tough period. And full toss this time, another opportunity for the fielder, and taken this time. Another wicket for the Afghan team. And Qais Ahmed, the substitute, is the fielder on this occasion, takes a neat catch. And Firdon has taken a wicket.
Yeah, that was a full delivery. Got the batter in the awkward situation and position while playing that shot of his. We'll just check for the height of the delivery as well on that occasion. But it's the Afghanistan A side that's calling the shots. They're right in this contest, in the mix. Take a look at that first up. That looks fine. That's a legal delivery. We'll have to wait on the height as well.
Yes, this is the real thing to see over here, whether it was above the waist, and it does seem that it was a touch above the waist, but we'll have to see another angle from the side to really get to a conclusion. And it doesn't matter what we think in the end, what the umpire think, that matters. And I believe the fielders are going back, the batter is still in the middle, so maybe this is the angle that will tell the right story. And well, it's a borderline case.
Touch and go. We are not the TV empire, Salman. We leave it to him. But a very close call. The batter was pretty much standing in his crease over there. And I reckon he may be just be getting the benefit of doubt here.
Remember Virat Kohli against Pakistan in Australia. The sort of fight, they're pretty similar. And the decision is out. So jubilation for the Afghan side, and not so happy would be the Sri Lankan camp. And their dismissals, most of them at key moments, have been self-inflicted ones, and they'll have a lot to ponder. Firstly, missing 9 catches, and now run outs at crucial stages of the game, and set batter throwing his wicket away, running when the run wasn't there. And now they find themselves in trouble. 141 for 8 as Ramesh Mendes goes, just scoring 2 runs off the 3 balls that he faced.
Good change up here. Nipun Ransika, the new man in, clueless about that delivery, playing very early into that shot. But it's been a bit of a capitulation here for Sri Lanka in this chase.
And there is another look at the wicket. Once again, the fielder under it was Qais Ahmed, the substitute, and very calm under the ball. And it also helps the fielder. Once he's calm underneath the high ball, it's easier to take. A tense fielder, more often than not, tends to lose the balance. And they are temperament testers, these high balls.
That's high. And that's handsome as well. Fielder turns spectator against the run of play. Nipun Ransika dishes out a very fine hit over the fence. He says his mate, let's keep the fight on.
Certainly they are keeping up the fight, and this 6 will definitely put on the positive vibes in the mind of the batters. Well, this was a clean strike. Went up miles in the air. The fielder firstly thought it's coming towards him, but we have seen so many fielders think the same today. But the ball has ended up sailing over them for 6. Once again, change of pace. The batter missing by a long way, but they managed to sneak through with a single. And Lanka A moved to 148.
That's your middle stump, please.
At this stage of the game, 8 deliveries remain, 19 to get. So a couple of big blows can shift the game entirely, and it will depend how Sri Lankan batters at the crease, how they approach from here. Dushan, the man who caused a lot of destruction earlier with the ball, is now on strike.
He has a best of 58 not out, and he's dishing out some sublime hits in the middle. He can bat. This is a long tail. Sri Lanka A keeping the fight on. What a shot!
Wow, that flat 6 is some announcement of his arrival at the crease. As if he's playing set on 50 not out. First ball, and look at those eyes, focused on the ball, open wide, and hits this ball into the nets, which separate this ground from the other one. Wonderful stroke this, and boy, they've brought it down. 13 runs of 7 balls, and this ball will hold a lot of importance what the outcome is. So Dushan either needs to get a boundary or maybe a single to face the next over.
Fasten your seat belts. That's close. And the finger goes up as well. Faridun gets his man. What a way to get back as well. Hit for a 6, comes back to trap Dushan. This game is shifting momentum and balance in quick time. Sri Lanka lose their 9th wicket.
Yes, further loss of wicket for Sri Lanka. Dushan looking to go big and misses one which was going straight on in the stumps. And now he'll have to depart. It's 9 down, and Sri Lanka are 154 at the moment. And here is the wicket, straight ball, and it would have missed the off and the leg stump, would have hit middle for sure. Easy decision there for the umpire, and jubilation for the bowler. Crucial ball it was, and the best result for the Afghan A side. Dushan got 6 of 2.
Ehsan Malinga walks out. This is the final pair in the middle. And they have an equation at hand. 13 in 6. Afghanistan A says, we just need 1 wicket.
Yes, 2 or 3 big blows or 1 good ball. And dot ball to start with. Nippon, well, he gave it the full Monty and just could not make any sort of connection. That's his Dasun picking up 6 wickets earlier on and then hitting a 6 of the first ball and then missing a straight one. It was well bowled by Faridun, attacking the stumps. You miss, I hit.
3 for 14 is 4 for Faridun. That will have to be re-bowled. That's not going to help the cause for Afghanistan. And I'd want to believe, Salman, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Nippon who has to remain on strike for the remaining 5 deliveries. Deny the single.
Absolutely. He's a big engine. If he connects a couple of balls, they surely go outside the boundary. So would make the game a lot more interesting if he connects one. And imagine 6 required of the 4 balls and him on strike.
Takes it on the full. Oh, a little bit of confusion. He's been sent back. This could be close. Well, the idea and the aim is to have Nippon on strike, but just had a brain freeze moment. that he decided to go for that single, only to be sent back by Ehsan. That equation now 12-4.
Well, it was too well hit to go for a couple, and he knows he can strike big, so there's no point. But it's just been that sort of a day for Sri Lanka's side, where they've done things which normally they wouldn't do. And running has been one of the aspects the coach will definitely look into before the next game. A lot of reminders need to be going. Set batters going for runs which weren't there, and now Nepo, knowing the fact that he's the one who can hit the big ball, still went for that. Lucky to survive. He still has 4 deliveries up his sleeve.
He got off the mark with a mighty 6. Can he dish out 2 more? 12-4, 2 strikes from victory. Castled! Afghanistan prevail. They emerge victorious in this contest between both the sides. It's been a brilliant effort with the ball. Sri Lanka bowled out for 155 and Afghanistan win by 11 runs. It's been a thorough performance by them, and they've come back really well to take all 10 wickets and pocket 2 points in game number 2 here at the Oman Cricket Academy.
Yes, Bilal Sami there, finish it off in style, bowling within the stumps, a fullish length, and he hits the timber. And Sri Lanka are all out on 155, and Afghan A side wins the game by 11 runs. A wonderful bowling effort there from the Afghan young side. And 2 wickets for Bilal Sami, 2 wickets for Ala Ghazanfar, both the bowlers giving 19 runs each, and 3 wickets for Firdon, who gave away 40 runs but picked up the crucial wickets at crucial times. And the rest, I think they got good cooperation from the Sri Lankan batters, running for runs which weren't there, did not help their cause in the chase. And in the end, their captain's downfall via run out was the turning point of this game.
Couldn't agree more with you, Salman, over there. That run out of Navinedu Fernando. Certainly those faces telling a picture as well. The Sri Lankan fans knocks him over there. Bilal Sami, the final wicket. Nipun Ranasika to go. But how well have Afghanistan bowled, defending 166. 2 run-outs as well, but it's the pace and spin that came in together as they bowled in tandem, much to the delight of the Afghan fans as well. It's a much-needed, brilliant win, smiles all around, and this will certainly augur well for the dugout.
Yes, certainly much better in the field, much better under the high balls. The Afghanistan taking most of their opportunities available, whether in the form of catches or run-outs, and the bowlers bowling within the stumps and making sure that they change the pace quite frequently, not allowing the batters to hit through the line. And joy for their supporters who come in good numbers to support their team, and they've started this campaign in great fashion.
Oman Cricket Board officials, Mr. Pankaj Kinji there, the chairman of Oman Cricket, Paul Sheridan as well. Everyone delighted for the kind of start the emerging teams Asia Cup has been off to. We'll take a look at this batting summary as well for Sri Lanka. Bowled out for 155. Navinedu looked so good for his 51, hopelessly run out in the middle. And after that, the slide began. Ahan played a couple of lusty blows to keep them in the hunt, but then that lower order caved in this chase under pressure and handed an 11-run victory to a much disciplined Afghanistan A side.
Certainly the discipline in the end proving to be the difference between the two sides, and this is how it started in the second innings. The opener, not middling one and holding out to the deep square leg, and then came this partnership where we saw a few wonderful strokes, a few big shots through the covers, over mid-off, over mid-wicket, some going in the space of edges, then an attractive cut stroke. And this was a change of pace resulting in the second wicket, and then carried on the captain Vanendu, showing us a straight bat, some excellent cricket strokes. He played down the ground, over covers, got to a magnificent 50, and before this happened, this mindless, needless run out, this was the turning point, and then they never really settled down from there onwards. and catches came to the fielders, and Afghan fielders accepted most of them and bowled really well. Their bowlers attacking the stumps. Ghazanfar, a couple of reverse sweeps going in the gap, and then towards the end there were more chances and not taken, but then the run-outs came about. The batters just could not stop themselves by running, and just tried to go big and did not succeed most of the times, offering easy takes to the fielders, and in the end just holding out to the fielders. And this time big stroke came, and then there was a 6 from Dasun, and the next ball he did not survive, and this is how it all ended, bowling within the stumps and finishing the game off.
That's the bowling card. Bilal, Ghazanfar and Faridun. A mix of pace and spin spelled doom here for Sri Lanka, as the top 3 bowlers accounted for 7 wickets between them, and they all came to the fore. Sri Lanka never really got the chance to come back after losing their captain with that run out. Ahan did bring about a fight back, but it's the discipline and the tidiness of the fielders of Afghanistan that led to their victory as well. A little costly was Nangyal Karote, 24 innings 2. Faridun, but he was hostile with his pace. And a wicket as well for Sharafuddin. And by the end of it, Afghanistan will look back at this bowling card that showed a lot of inspiration in the middle.
Yes, the match summary. Afghanistan A put into bat first, and they scored 166. They would have thought they were 20 runs short after being 142 for no loss. And Sadiqullah's 83 and Zubair 57 were the chief scorers for them. And in reply, Sri Lanka were bundled out for 155, and most of their dismissals were self-inflicted ones, and they will reflect on that. Dushan bowled wonderfully well for the Sri Lanka A side, but on the other hand, the 3 boys teamed up, Ridwan, Bilal and Ghazanfar, picking up 7 wickets, and then those 2 crucial run-outs, ending Sri Lanka's chances of winning this game. Afghanistan in the end winning by 11 runs.
It's been an exciting match, a brilliant contest. We've done with 2 matches tonight, but we certainly have the presentation as well that beckons in a short while from now. All of that coming on the other side of a very short break.
So you got this here. Okay, sorry, because I left one behind.
A confirmation on game number 2 from the Oman Cricket Academy. Afghanistan A winning this contest against Sri Lanka A by 11 runs. Put into bat, they managed 166 for 7. Sadiqullah Atal was the key batter, 83 in 46 at a strike rate of 180, and a partnership of 142 for the opening wicket with Zubair got them to 166. And in the chase, Nubanidhu looked good, keeping Sri Lanka A in the hunt. The captain was batting on 51 when he was run out. And it was Faridun, Bilal and Ghazanfar who teamed up beautifully as the Troika went down to destroy the Sri Lanka A batting. And with a couple of runouts helping them, they fell short by 11 runs as well. This was the winning moment here. Bilal Sami knocked the batter over. And this was an absolute wonderful delivery. You miss, I hit. The Afghan fans as well delighted. They've come in large numbers this evening, and they'll be delighted. Smiles all around here for Afghanistan A as they put up a brilliant display with bat, ball and in the field. And we've got to talk about that innings by Sadiqullah. Dushan Hemanta 6 for 23. The first 5 as well in this edition of the Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup 2024. Came into bowl in the 14th over and ended up taking 6 wickets and really gave Sri Lanka A with an opportunity to win. However, they fell short by 11 runs in this contest here in game number 2 at the Oman Cricket Academy. All right then, we have the presentation party ready as well. Sikandar Buck standing by. Let's see who walks away with the honours. Take it away, Sikandar.
Thank you so much. It was a brilliant game. Went down to the wire, and for a moment we thought Afghanistan would race away. Then Sri Lanka fought back, and eventually Afghanistan emerged victorious with the margin of 11 runs and getting their 2 important points in the tournament. Now, before we call on the winners and the captains, I'd like to introduce our guest to my left, His Excellency Mr. Maqbool Musa, who is a board member. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. And with that, I'd like to invite Sri Lanka A captain Fernando to come and have a word with me. Fernando, a great start in terms of the tournament overall, your batting team, maybe a few areas in terms of catching in the field, but you did a very good comeback after that opening partnership from the Afghanistan A team. How did you look at the bowling first of all on your side?
We are bowling well, but I think the fielding part is the thing but we lose the game. I think Dushan Hemanta bowled brilliantly well, and that's why we 166. I think that's the good one.
That was my question. You mentioned the leg spinner. You didn't bring him on till the 14th over. Is it because 2 left-handers were playing?
Yeah, that's the thing.
But the record that he shows, I think he proved a point there then. Now talk about your chase. I mean, you're happy the way that things went by. I mean, was in control after your run out, things started falling away. How do you assess the game overall as a captain?
I don't think big. I think over by over. And I think I going well, but my run out was the key to we losing.
Apart from the dropped catches, any other areas of improvement you're looking for before the second match?
Yeah, but batting part, we want some partnership. And bowling, I think some little mistake. And fielding is the most important thing.
Yeah, hard luck today and good luck for the remaining games.
Thank you.
Captain of Sri Lanka A, that's Fernando with us. Now I'd like to call the winning captain of Afghanistan A's captain, that's Darvish Rasuli, to join us. Darvish. Darvish, good game. You got 11 runs victory. Now, just to start off, great start with the openers over 100 runs. Then you feel you could have scored 190, but eventually managed 170.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. اول خو ټول کرکټ مینوال ته مبارکي وایم او ټیم ته خپل مبارکي وایم. واقعا موږ ډېر ښه سټارټ ورکړ خو اخر کې لږ موږ بیک ټو بیک وکټې ورکړې نو هماغه چې موږ لږ رنز کم وکړې او 15 رنز.
Congratulations to the team. Yes, we start quite very well, and yes, we lose back-to-back wickets, and in last 5 overs made 33 runs only. So it's good learning.
Win is a win. You always will be happy that you got a victory by 11 runs. Any areas of improvement that you're looking at as a captain from the team?
او لکه څرنګه ما وویل بیک ټو بیک موږ وکټې ورکړلې نو که چېرته موږ هغه اورونه صحیح لوبولې موږ سره وکټې هم ډېرې وې نو موږ کولی شو چې 210 215 پورې منډې وکړو.
Yes, it was good learning for today's match, back-to-back wickets, and have to be improve more runs to not go for a back hitting. Still, single is very crucial to take the singles, rotate the strike.
Okay, thank you so much and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for both.
Now time thank you to both of you. All right, now time for us to call in the player of the match and of course a performance, 83 of just 46 deliveries, Sadiqullah Atal. He'll take the award for the player of the match from His Excellency Mr. Maqbool Musa, who is the board member, and he'll have a word with us then.
Thank you so much.
Sadiq, brilliant performance. Just tell us, I mean, what kind of score were you having in mind as a team when you were batting out there?
Yeah, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. First of all, I'm very happy for the winning. So for the team effort, it was a great team effort to win. So the target was 10 to 15 runs short, but we done very well in the field and also in the bowling.
How did you find the pitch? Because you were out there in the center, it started getting easier as the evening came by?
Yeah, it was great to bat, and the ball came great to bat, so it was a batting wicket.
Okay, all right. Well done. We enjoyed your innings of 83 or 46. Keep going.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Player of the match, Sadiqullah Atal from Afghanistan A, and that also sums up the presentation.
No, thank you, Sikandar. Well, we're done with day one, 2 matches ticked off, but all set for 2 matches lined up tomorrow as well. It's an age-old rivalry when you talk about Oman taking on UAE, and then it's going to be India A versus Pakistan A. That's the big one. Showtime from the Oman Cricket Academy on the 19th of October 2024. Day 2, match number 3 and 4, all ready to pan out. The men's T20 emerging teams Asia Cup 2024. You don't want to miss the action. Well, we've had a spectacular start to the 6th edition of the men's T20 emerging teams. We look forward to your company tomorrow. Very good evening to each one of you all. Thank you for joining us.